You know, liars cannot go to heaven. And let me give you a Bible quotation. Proverbs 19, chapter 19, verse 9. It says, those who bear false witness will not go unpunished, and the liars will be destroyed. Proverbs chapter 19, verse 9. I expect that when MPP is telling lies, they'll leave it to the younger ones and the junior ones to do. But when the senior ones like Nana Akufo-Addo says that Dumso was not solved before we came, I heard him say that we could not keep the lights on. How can we run 24-hour economy? In 2016, Dumso had been solved. Nobody's lights went off in 2016. Nobody had load shedding in 2016. That is on record. Go and look at Gridco records. Go and look at ECG records. Nobody had load shedding in 2016, and that is a fact. Ezu. And he himself knows that Dumso was a generational problem, and that it was because of the lack of addition of generation over the years that crystallized in my time. But I did not do what he has been doing, shifting the blame to somebody else. I went to Parliament and I said I was elected to solve the problems of Ghana. I accept responsibility for the energy crisis and I will fix it. And I fixed it. From January to December to the following January, when we handed over to Nana Akufo-Addo, he should bear true testimony. Dumso had been solved. Ezu. And so, if you lie, you will not go to heaven. At his age, he should be preparing his soul for heaven. So he should stop lying. Ezu.
Well, but you have all tear way out with a showdown, Nana. I started on showdown with just a few days to elections. The Ebekoswa and a Kosono. Exactly what is expected to happen. And AC and I just say, and this in MPP, Mona, we share the statistics now, not so far and the Fourth Republic. How many parties are already kind? Almost no mabedi or my soda. And when we talk, I can't buy NDC MPP, I would the entire. Yet I can't be senior MPP because so far under Fourth Republic, no, and I'm media data, could you grant media data, a year don't come media data, Ubia media, or decay media data into these two parties, and I want them. The statistics is clear. Election be able to be between NDC and MPP. Omon do so far. And to show down on my starting with Baumia storming Aboso Kain. Aboso Kain will be in himself, MPP stronghold slightly. One of the key groups of people are city dollar exchange rate, economic issues. Now, affect on pie Abuso kind for. And it's about me in his wrap up, where more papo. Not just I was so I was about me, I was no, I was so come up here. Now, my Abuso kind for no reassurance. And more so for Abuso kind because Obekaya, so Obekaipan. People we need power by. The first state of the nation address MPP 4 years, or more announces say, Omobama a year present. Benchmark values. It was because of Abuso Kaifo. And almost duty so using the benchmark value. They say almost the benchmark value neighbor from 50%. It was because of Abuso Kaifo. So Abuso Kaifo about the constituency beer. You cannot ignore them. In fact, before about Miyako Abuso Kaifo, okay say na mahama kwa Abuso Kaifo, boho manate tiacha Abuso Kaifo say Mubeto aba mon check CD dollar exchange rate. Mon check a year friends import duty. In fact. The Akwakoye issue Ghana says here, NPC promises or better duty, so MPP promises or better duty, so Alan promises or better duty, so because of Abuso Kaifo. Because majority of Ghana for no any informal sector, some perform the one I Abuso Kaifo, And it's not in this context. Now I'm referring to Aboso Kanfo in a broader sense. Aboso Kanfo a Jedufo Aboso Kanfo extend the Kosi Makola Okai Shikumase Adesu Obiodi Jebia. You better categorize in this context. We say Aboso Kani. It's a Jedufo have major force, and they have become such a formidable force, and they are now dictating elections. Allah, what do you ignore a Jedufo now? Better the other ignore a J4. Now, Betty. So, and then we are trying to look at whether this election, this whole campaign, also Baumia has made sure digitization. In fact, this inauguration of digital buses, electronic buses, which they can technically NDC address Muhammad Ayalolo bus. The concept of Ayalolo bus is electronic. Ayalolo bus electronic. Sometimes you people need the facts. You people need the facts. President Kufuor started this metro mass transit, but then electronic. The era papa usonkoma SCC bossy. One of the look at what SCC boss. Why SCC? What damn SCC to say abrochile no? Ofro ba say that. You see, when we talk about say, man, the BR to say NDC MPP. Sometimes that's what we mean. I did be banner you good. I was saying na some na you some of them name account we am cry to change the fact free SHS first a Ghana card. These are things that no matter which party is in power, I was say Ghana ye sort of near Heleno. Because these are things that will even outlive Nipakro de Bayeno. Nipakro de Bayeno kwa koichino ebe boa Ghana minds, which have to support it. It's a been electronic buses about Umiadi Bay. A woman sent people for the credit there, but this is something that ebe boa Ghana. Mahama de buy all the Ayalolo bus, but yen the answer to ye. Na Ghana for one cassa to me ko jina baby ko train Ayalolo bus move well. No more their fa a year fresh hacho. Any year fresh the Kwame Krono Makoton. There are several cases a quarter. Ghana for year, Ghana for. Omo ko train Ayalolo bus move a fuel. No Makakoton. Na kat ye suba money a better than Adiana ye. Suba money way a better than Adiana ye. And to me, and first Ayalolo bus Subani at the course. No, me have been called electronic bus about me. This is something that is good. Oko Dubai, in fact, Dubai, who do Dubai? Dubai don't a bar stop, na air conditioned bar stop. Ebro Ghana so ana. Ebro Ghana so. So this is good. But see, it doesn't also change the fact that Aboso can be a key. Even the fact about me storming Aboso can, and before Aboso can, he had stormed a friend saying Kumase. He has stormed market areas. So Kokrobi so about me making sure to market areas. That shows you about me and economy cannot beat digitization. Digitization is good. Then I'm the best opportunity any day, anytime. Digitization, but economy is the bedrock because Ghana what do no I am many papa no more digitization as I feel no more pay. The bedrock of Ghana economy informal sector and then also economic issue. In fact, digitization technically is an economic issue. The economic empty and Vodafone for no idea the money idea buy and then conformable also at the idea. It's an economic issue, but and then person say in this key election, and this election was said the it's not it's a different election. It will not be like any election that. And say the Mahama me person one kasa what you need to home say and obusa who say is between economy and digitization, which one should determine your vote? Between economy and digitization, which one should determine your vote? Well, they forget about the American now because the American are shouting. I'm just saying, say there's a context. Economy and the economy are great. Yeah, great kuyayo. Say as a kuyayo no kwa from. If you look at a GDP contributions now, agree my first rank aggregate number one GDP and then over Ghana a GDP now you calculate a GDP contribution to GDP. Agree that's a 4 even 7. Agree that number one view. Say oil extractive industry, oil, any gold near the number one contribution to Ghana GDP. And some about service industry, that's number 2. Number tourism, number 3, contribution to Ghana GDP. Agree, which is one of the reasons why your cocoa sector is suffering. Free President Kufuor Professor Mills time your cocoa sector. Your cross 1 million metric tons. We have not been able to go there again. So when I want to look at that, between all these contexts, digitization or economy, which one? And also this year elections, I want about me, I am very smart. And that another catch him say, NDC so come. No, say, as I'm saying, a strategy, my yama, Baumia, we are starting this ano. Because Baumia so every economy issues in the brain. Okay, Baumia itemizing a vision, no. Mahama so a vision. They all spoke about economy, but in between, no, Baumia and the team now are strategic in swerving economic issues. Compared to 2016, where economy was at the center, at the core of his campaign, this time was shifting kakra. I say no digitization. Many argument teacher must say digitization, no, and yet a portion of the economy. Because if you look at what digitization is doing for even America, digitization, California, why now let me check you almost more 13 trillion GDP. That is that one of the biggest economic richest states in America. Nigga Silicon Valley, India falls on the decline. Singapore move through digitization economy. It's technically bagana and I say because in the economy, the traditional sense of the economy, no near your city dollar exchange rate, you know, inflation, any ability to pay, affordability, income levels, poverty levels. This is what we mean in the Ghana and in America for level. So, into your GDP contribution, I get a crumb. It in maybe this critical question last minute here. Politicians not say me see the fact that Baumia kasa kwa boso kan it go dia to say chale ade digital but economy no daily bread no cedi dollar exchange rate for no omo ye bojo no key and he must speak to them and he must convince them because yes not boso kan for o kan ship for others for what Ghana already say me catch am na no Dr. Don Feba ha say research kire say omo di 25 eco 55 no omo so na wo informal sector no omo na ye breadwinners no dodo na ato Mahama enti Baumia research no tie ya kasa otie if you look at Mahama campaign ya last minute or year week who dey tie Mahama has been strategic now he's dealing with issues on him say e betimi asonge undecided for no Mahama video na me but asem ka dum so asem because Akufo-Addo dey apem na kuti asa wo no kwa dum so went me na nye 24 hour so he needs to speak to undecided for no mo ye NDC ni MPP na mo ba na mo di atem no se si ya campaign ya kotu enya mo lie onyam nti NDC ni MPP call voters full soldiers ni ade no this last minute campaign enya mo because mo decided that the crowd na this year yerom nti mo nye target the target of this last minute campaign people no undecided voters floating voters no omo na call NDC and na call MPP a obi be win and last election 2020 no 2.5% of SA undecided for no omo free MPP omo journey from MPP to my NDC is the fact the chira statistics is see how your page PCFM online I won't say clear me the that's why I love statistics nipa ni atoma nanado 2016 over 1 million bro 1 million no emu 2.5% journey from NPP exchange o madwene eba NDC these are the people who change elections and you who soldiers now the oba online and they be out there say mama hear me opponent party one last minute do so you are not their target because open is all why they know one way the tebia no ya ka hwe awuntie maybe abeto akona na abeto akon nti omo do last minute their whole target is to look at omo ye floating voters so how do we get them to change their vote and come to our side say they buy ye betumi win well or even statistics or even underestimated it Mama plus 2.7%. I'm fan to screen so asana area kojo ba no mini mpanifo na kanaba and I'll just do a brief about Kwanse State. Mr. Kofi Anokye so be join here too or not from the business perspective to tell us should it be about economy, should it be about digitization mu die and I was a Ghana for to aba no mo di da ho no mo di decide elections emu die and I was a Ghana for mo ni da ho no mo di decide election but let me show you this thing briefly because and tokwa so make us say peace council for release video almost say Ochina, almost signing peace treaty. What one cause any Ghana had politicians back sign one cause sign was free no. Yeah, check politicians in our candidate for no. Everybody must sign. What about 2 notes on cause sign? Oh, why wait till the other Ghana? Sign it, me and your BB, I bet media. Oh, sign it. It is even a you on you, a check on you yourself. Sign it, number you. Sign it, number you. Sign it. Oh, to me, trans on signing peace. Sign it, peace council. But me, also politicians, they be attack him and a peace council. We don't know what they are doing, and we don't know who sign it. Sign it today. Let me show you statistics. 2.7%. No, I'm see 2.5. No, 2.7%. And that is why MPP Baomiafa campaign we World Cup. No, what can say better? Baomiafa and him say better. That's why I find a World Cup. No, that is why I want to find a World Cup because all him say, hey, Charlie, you know, be easy like that. Let me take you to where you know one kasa one. Now why would you not be now go count kasa fear because a lot of people don't read statistics. Into count kasa kind of keke. Let me show you. This is 2020 election results. So they say on side right, maybe around 47% for NDC. NDC and to me across 2020 elections. No, they could not cross a year first saying 50%, 47.2%. Nana Dunya 51.2%. In the MPP for technically 2020 election results. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. MPP for winning because friends now about 1 year fresh 2020. Now NDC say then. NDC say na media for now. Any area about him, mama MPP ni assearch result. Me kwame fa ho nya asem. Ebisi ebe kun 2 weeks. Se hunu sa akwa. So what I say. But now no mama ka so no agi to say nyeso obi awiem. Ono ase yakopon na MPP for buy so that people will see the clear difference between ono Mahama and MPP. And that's why Mahama insists say doom so no solve answer no oko. So now Mahama is playing up his achievement because the MPP for projects are more inaugurating back to back here. You know, we had this in your besu. Hey, say MPP just say me I show me third of program me friend MPP was on commission. Hey, any video it's a project when I was asking myself the project when I never hear MPP project when you run look NDC meet you meet our elections election we move party MPP almost showdown but you see it also makes you think say to me nya kukudo busa ba umya question be ba umya nya one how can say abai won kan ho say abai ama wo kwan am anya adwuma. But if you look at projects about umya commission and another commission nyina ni na say abai mu o ti ba umya say wo kan abai no. So if you come back and argue that na abai na said am anya adwuma and that's why so it's very questionable. What I say it's very very questionable. It's very very questionable. I'll leave it that one there. But let me take you back to elections. So me say here 2020 results no NDC gain plus 2 what they have so Uber say plus 2.7%. Nipa way Etoma MPP for in 2016 and they ran away from MPP and voted for NDC. MPP for losing minus 2.5% of the total vote. Minus 2.4%. But where me see statistics. Yeah, statistics. Ko your website or PCFM online we say 2.5%. 2.4% MPP for vote to sote and NDC for just vote plus another 0.3% ebe ya 2.7% and NDC enya ye. Enti abato mathematics can calculations can you must be very careful when you are doing your calculations. Elections way apart from ways and means amiama say elections way one ways and means very simple. Very simple ways and means bekom. But also you must also be strategic where I obey your ways and means, which is why about me last minute to know or yeah the phone hold man because hormone exchange rates affect you hormone economy affect you say so fortunately because of IMF forward or my inflation stabilizing is around 20%. Until the Mahama bet media counter so that he can maintain a plus 2.7% na Mahama in 2016 no is that Mahama will continue to tell people say Murefi do so no me solve you Murefi, me economy ni you. Let me take you back to what Mahama said again, and then I'll come back to you.
You know, liars cannot go to heaven. And let me give you a Bible quotation. Proverbs 19, chapter 19, verse 9. It says, those who bear false witness will not go unpunished, and the liars will be destroyed. Proverbs chapter 19, verse 9. I expect that when MPP is telling lies, they'll leave it to the younger ones and the junior ones to do. And when the senior ones like Nana Akufo-Addo says that Dumso was not solved before we came, I heard him say that we could not keep the lights on. How can we run 24-hour economy? In 2016, Dumso had been solved. Nobody's lights went off in 2016. Nobody had load shedding in 2016. That is on record. Go and look at Gridco records. Go and look at ECG records. Nobody had load shedding in 2016, and that is a fact. Ezu. And he himself knows that.
Eti Mahama dia no na again if you look at said Mahama ya wada. Mahama a Bible quotation out to the campaign ayedin. I mean this year campaign this year pa Baba Umia so ama show down. This year campaign pa Baba Umia wa show down pa because I mean the fact that Mahama will even go back to the scriptures and shows you that actually a campaign in easy sao. Baba Umia campaign or you know I need to say the whole opposition. It's who new opposition. So initially attempting to distance himself from a friend saying Nanado, and now only Nanado you know together a commissioning project because Nanado so beginning maybe I had seen Nanado not go be the item, but it's because young Nanado and no I can't say we were or call about the say we slow down because those things were not helping a friend say Baumia as their candidate. So and we are looking at order, but my party said this election also after some few days to election because the research is also showing say you were 36, 38 hotspots and Tokwabesi, Ashama and Tokwabesi, Odododio and Tokwabesi, Odododio 2020 elections in Nipa 3 Odododio. Be careful, say statistics because NBC near people politicians yes no yes no. After elections, we will not be could be free. You can't do FOCO. It's a constitutional provision. It's a constitutional order. You can't do FOCO. Ombedia kodi. Enti na wan kwanko statistics. Na wan ko because odododio Nipa 3. This is CDD Programs Officer Yera Mesa Brown Pandemic interview, and he was talking about those areas. Ashama hotspot. Ayawasu West Wogon, Kradani hotspot. Naka. That they name say this logo on the scaffold. That's why money are there that will be anyone that just quite rough. But this election, I was going to buy a hotspot. Sunafo hotspot. As someone say hotspot. Who area hope be I know I'm when now. Oh now be who did co-elections more say countdown that started from hotspots no, especially say Bokone Upper East or Huruno.
36, 38.
Greater Accra region, Ashanti region.
If you that say, Greater Accra region. Well, so which me I can tell when you grab a walk. Ashama near back. Now, I'm so share history of Ashama. If he say me no share about to uncle DD election related violence, there's no single election at Ashama fan who did that. I bring be able to be a Ashama womb. Nti yede atoho no a earmark ne sa afie se ni pani di akire pa na wo hwe category mu di ashama to na wo say multiple conflicts and existential unresolved issues over the years. Nti ade a yenya conflict wo abatuo faces ni nyina wo ashama ye tro din ye to abaya kenkan abana wie na even intra party contest yenya issues wo honom. Nti yede atama to honom say a mass security agencies no money di akire ye na be special deployment amudi ashama kan ho baby anipa about 20 so nyina den tokwa baby ho to the extent say we fat death tolls in 2020 ashama recorded the highest death toll of 3.
Really?
A friend is saying odododio they recorded it's only odododio out of the highest risk of possible electoral violence. SSA be deploy back and Hong Kong and say deploy bet 7 and 9. So Greater Accra no and 9 or categories no Ashama Ayawasu West Wogon Ashama a high risk area Odododio high risk area and Ningo Pram and Ayawasu West Wogon a medium risk areas.
Young Ashanti region near Ashanti region what's your baby parties akesiano omo ye twema mentwe wo ho pa
because the one Ashanti Bokruba ko bu din pa nke Kruba na bo ni din first.
Asomase mebo asomase.
Good. So asomase ye first e wa Ashanti region. Or say highly political related violence and consistent over the last 4 elections. It is a far about to atwam ko and na atwam ni nyina bribia na nya wantwi wo asomase. and unti category in a high risk area. You may any kohunye. Now, apart from the National Peace Council analysis, actually, as long as we baby MPP no MPP any brise so mutra hwima komya no. Na muntaka so agye hini wo ho. Nti akomya no hwim no so ayeden. Nti akoya baby over the years taba yenche constituency no kra no na wantwi wo ho pa. Say ni brand the hostel. And secondly, hey, one constituency of multi-ethnic situation. Yede sa a friend is saying a new chemu no efaka krabia by a purely Akan community, but dominated by the northern community. And now a politics even though constitution is semi and no be a chinchini kakra. So offer vote about Ghana hanging now. You can tell how many votes coming from voter region for which party, how many votes coming from the northern region for which.
And this is your friend say HotSpots no. I was all more we need that honum. Ya can't aswase, ya can't shama, ya can't do the nipa mi and sawu. You see, refuse to be part of the statistics. Na yanko era Kofi Anokye and Kofi Grant so be kase ne Kojo Badji my MP, former MP. Ewo Asante Achimago go. Mo no mo kuta Bawumia digitization project. We want him to tell us say enti mu de na mo pese o ma fo gina so no mo to aba. Digitization or economy. Digitization or economy. Last minute, obi aye word odi the last year gusu a or say obetimi e winning elections. So if I take you back to Bawumia there now to say Bawumia and microphone there on my word I just say now on one who say Aboso Kanfo is a key part of the campaign and you cannot ignore them. You can look at how Kanfo no credit you cannot ignore Aboso Kanfo no. They needed to go there and speak to them. They needed to go there and speak to the people. Yes, I didn't care. That is Aboso kind hona wono. Bawumia wono. Again, let me take you to the other issues near there. Yabeka one say, okay, mami reading my messages in Brian train. You're a Kojo Badji my name, to force Stephen or say it's possible for Dr. Bawumia to win this election, even looking at the short time, no. But very time, Mahama. Well, these are the MPP supporters. So I'm say no mokano. About to an brother from no between now and voting and counting one money and now will be the best one. We see me chairman be on the ways and means and you but you can understand however you want to stand and me say ways and means. I know what goes on in ways and means. Maybe I can't be chilling. Come here to see your mama has lost the elections in advance. What do I know done with that? A being wow, yeah, Juma. Well, you see, if you are a Bismarck, also tell you, thank you, Bismarck. Runs for the sea, Yambuza, Rich, I see Yambuza President Mama, Tawane Port, or the port has not been sold. A BOT. You're trying to build, operate, and transfer. BOT. Victor, see NDC members who said in March 2017 that the NDC could have solved the doom so if they won elections, and then they omojai and omoka a different story. And Princess Party so message on also there back. Also those of you flying back home, no more back now. I'm quite so almost ticket. Derek darling, I'm puffing. Please the word ways and means no okay. Any word ways and means and gas word terminology. Okay, I say it doesn't imply stealing, so you must use it. You must not use such a word. You don't know what I know. You don't know what I've seen. Or getting from point. I say, my mama is funny power. What about the previous year, 2012, 2016? So I say, what's of it doom so in 2017? And the previous years now doom so by and so my mama in Ghana for what he did. And Sana with my baby Kabibi at the Ghana for come here to my video message that Sandra say it is possible. Sandra also and no a man and more, but that's good. A man in time political programs also. And Pedroches, no one is ready for the goats in this 21st century. I have no idea what that means. Anabi, also Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia is winning the election. That is how he sees the elections. Sister Beatrice say, Mahamat number 8. When you're deciding to vote to that, ain't changed that. Camila Jamila, or say it is possible, not just or no, is going for number 1. God, or say, Sister Via, do you believe Mahama solved Dumso? Were you not in Ghana in 2017? Even 2017, Dumso was still around. Well, Kotua Bana. You see, maybe it was a political strategy on the part of NDC, but Kotua 2016, as of October, na Dumsona ended. And any politician be no NDC sabi they are not stupid to go into an election when you do kania. That is why NDC di mirika ekofa car power any America and your friend say emergency power badges. So they needed to make sure say they need to stabilize it before elections. But because the temporary situation is here to the problem was still there because Ghana issue was not about capacity. Initially, because we had some kind of capacity to produce Kaniano. Many in this guy gas, yeah, the Nigeria forecast. Once you cannot even became an issue between MPP and in Nigeria for because we could not pay Nigeria the gas. So what I said, but one of the things that Mahama did, is that near flare president before time you start to see to oil in commercial quantities. So now gas now oil because one of the byproduct of gas, oil near gas, now Germany free. And one of the things that Mama when they were doing that Mary, of course, Mary need car power, none boarding. No boarding. Ghana could have bought it cheaper. None boarding. But again, one of the things that Omoya was that they built the whole batch to use the gas to also produce Kenya. They can put it in perspective and put all the facts there. But Minister Momo, your food soldiers, you only care about fact that suits your party, really not about the whole show. You only care about the part of the show that speaks to you. Royal Libya, you are encouraging both parties to steal waste and means. I'm telling you the truth. I'm encouraging you. I'm telling you the cost of San Amia Bass as soon as waste and means the cost of me encouraging. Make sure the cost of Phoebe say, what's your prediction for this year? I will not give you any prediction. One can show Kukrumuti and decide your prediction. I muted that video. Since that party, I say, oh, it's a minimum side. I want to say, me bought the opponent video. They are no mute video. On basically, the other sister Victor, Augustine from Possible, Baumia has right. Baumia has right. The project could have been more if he had been allowed to take major decisions. Well, I don't know. I'm so party said Baumia. Well, I don't know. Make whatever you want to make. Yeah, but charge my show Obapa. And why? Now we all know that you have a soft spot for NDC, but trust me, it won't change anything. Well, make crime soft spot should not change anything. But I don't owe anybody soft spot for anything. I do what I want. What I say. And Mami Sambo saw video when she said about Obo said and 7 ecosom. Winifred. I say Alaji Mahmoud Bawumia is winning 50.89%. So no changing. I know about Papa say we need by 50.9. I think they also changes statistics they call somewhere else. Okay. Ken Salasi say NDC doesn't have elder. Now that they don't know. Okay, well, I think don't insult. Who you so insulting where they I won't read your message. I'm Pedroche. But before I'm Pedroche, okay, I'm Pedroche. Pretty my answer I will do messages. I'm Pedroche, so no matter the cost, if you are having is your portion. So vote for Baumia or me can't having a 70 or some mega just and pay Mona Musro so mo pay Musro. Bright, Bright also answer to somebody. I'm Pedroche. The transition should decide this election and not anything else. Let me take you back again to this said about diaspora grassroots of also the about Nana Kumia. Yes, Nana Kumia Nana Mebusa Nidin, how he has transformed STC into a modern bus company. And this is what we have to encourage. Anything that we should not do politics with everything like free SHS, like Ghana card. These are things that we should never do politics with it, because these are things that are very beneficial for Ghana or mine in the future. Junior Elias, you see, if I'm the first year watching from Bamboy. Well, somebody was here before you today, indeed. But thank you so much for joining us from Bamboy. Dr. Suprino, also see he's already decided, Kumerica, one of the biggest constituencies in this election to decide the election. Baumia, a year first, the Kumasi no crash shows we say Kumasi is going to be a key, like they've always been in elections. We are because of numbers, Kuta Kumasi, Ashanti region, and Greater Accra region. Population of Greater Accra region quite 5.7, and a population of Kumasi 5.6 million. So you are talking about huge numbers. What you are saying to agro Joseph Mensa say if you could say what the Wednesday now that we are getting close to the elections, we all want people to have their say. Tina ya mama join na mo so mo dem views e de aba no. Alfred Blay, also good evening if ya good evening if ya na yes ne. Okay, no, Alfred, my video. See, I think the Ghanaians must check their life currently, whether they are okay or not. And Sana, so Aba. Reginald, they say, please, we need the WhatsApp number to call the program. You don't need the WhatsApp number, link. But the link number to announce wait to me. Alfred now there, and also Wagner Aba, could be one out of my kind of message. Musa say, I think Ghanaians must check. Musa my kind of message, you say Ghana point or Massitim na Omonto Aba. Emmanuel Usuno say Baumia is a liar. Now, Cape Coast people know are waiting for the airport to know about Miabeso or Mobono. Now, when Timmy and Fats have a airport now, Madi, I'm Majina one country, say, Omontua Babia, Emano. Gerald, Jonah, or say NDC, the FFF, the economy is in the gutters. NDC for positive change. Well, I don't know what you mean by FFF. No. Mumi say, JM is winning 54.5%. GM is winning 54.5%. Not only the prediction, no. On here, Nana Kumi, also please, I need the what. On here, Nana Kumi, a link, and your WhatsApp, a link, and I'm here just to speak your mind. Don't worry, call you phone, will bring you to the studio so that you can. Yabonzi say Baumia is winning. Millicent so message on also Ede Abba or see Team Baumia all the way. Alice say, if you are good evening, watching you live from US, it is possible no matter how the situation may be, Baumia is going to win. Some will say 50.8% for Baumia. Some also need or the other account say 50.8 for Baumia. Keys for Jesus or even lady. Where is Professor Jena no quite mine? I didn't campaign one come home, Patrol Mammy when you. So sometimes women I'm ranting about me. I branch you, Mama, so you branch your Mama, and I'm say 60 something. Japan on Mama able a crabber. Ain't any Bibiana and man, so I away issues. Menopause near the entire men funny say Bibiano bet you bet me. Yes, Brantford Asariabo, I say the Texan won't win you elections. So if you guys gather here to text, it doesn't change the bread and butter issues in the country, and that is what is going to decide the vote. Braja will be more on texting and freedom of expression. Tetesi Monsi, we are watching you live from Abidjan. Thank you for watching us from Abidjan. And Mazu Idris to say it is possible. Mazu, so the message on also the Abban say it is possible. 50 say a free education be decided this election. Free education. No be Gosh, Malone, as are you ready to buy expensive goods in the current economy? We complain about we complain, but we so chill. Iconic Prince, let's face the reality. Things are not going right. Say it. Well, that's why you have a mouth. Your job is to say it and not to force somebody to say it for you. What I say? Oh dear, no, I can't. Why you free now? Call baby. Don't force anybody to say because we'll be in the brain and then the team. Nana Kofi message on also there. Sivim lady, you are doing a great job. We appreciate your wonderful work. One of the most outstanding and biased generation. Well, me them bias or no bias, me fire. You am come baby. I'm Pedu say, okay, I'm Pedu now. What kind of message we say no? Asante Daniel say, Dr. Baumia is winning. Also, that is where he also sees Agrono going. Nana on hene Kuno say, please. Nana on hene I've told you, message and link this here so that you can also do what you have to do. My name is Kopi Anoche, CEO of Quans Estate, and somebody who has been a businessman. You can't be so kind for you can't more real estate for you can't more Duma Odimo Akotene. And if the issue is about economy and digitization, these are the two key issues, and this when people they've raised in this election. Both of them have raised these two key issues. Which one? There was an influence Ghana for is it economy, CD dollar exchange rate, poverty level, was it to say, Ubotomu to say, Utumi Tuaniamaka, Utumi Toniama, and I say, should it be about digitization? And then for the first time, we're not for the first time there, but we have electronic buses. And I'm saying, Mahama Yebi, or Ayalolo bus, these were electronic buses. And about Miamo de another level. We have trains. Back to back, MPP for these are things that and Shada knew, but it's been upgraded. Because okay, train as semi pops Kunfi under President Kufo, he tried OPEC funding by I was a reporter with the attached to the ministry. $5 million OPEC funding. Later on the BB account, what I'm also by another tranche of money. Emma Sopochona say now you train Baho. But this is a very gargantuan construction of railway network. Apart from Nkrumah time, and he say, so you train the Faho, takwad railway line in Naneba. Tama baby, I may tell what my training am yet kofa motorway roundabout the fast road kofa fienya kofa pakadine. This is a big improvement. over baby atamos the for the train no ebesi ye wo asopoto na no. So I mean I dey throw the politics away and let's face it, kwanya betimi afa so beboa ama o man no etumi akonanim. Mr. Anoto mama good evening na ma akwa bama a friend say jaso dumedie so.
Yeah, major.
Being somebody who is a business CEO, why you Juma check over and patrol over this side my hand because I say come on kato good fantastic. Now should this election be about economy or digitization? Because I say these are the two areas they push election. And which one I will say take center stage they go influencing for fighting anyone move vote.
Yo, me that's meche with your phone now. Is it yeah, can digitization now? It's an integral part of the economy. What you say? It is said there a way improve agriculture just so that your gross domestic product usika winya free agri kimono and also so it's just an aspect of it. Now one thing me per say your friends Ghana for and say you see when we talk about IT digitization it doesn't work in a vacuum. You see one of the things are the campaign for your friends saying the campaign using digitization as a key and say how many people have benefited from the digitization? Businesses are I was say almost benefited from digitization does not work in a vacuum. Now so what can say your friend is saying and they made the internet a call upper west to be bia or one will ask Ejuma Ben Omodeye. You see, sir,
but once again, no question, and Obi Momone, Ejuma online business kakra.
Oh,
and at least the fact say internet on is that not even a good thing?
The fact say internet on media but saying your friends saying about Umiana your friends said the Earth satellite station in the buyer. A champion at the buyer. So it is just an improvement of what is there already. And the point is that we have something you call the balance scorecard in trying to assess the output of leadership. Okay, into the balance scorecard, it works with how many resources or how much resources were given to you as against your output. Into at the end of the day, you share, okay, your friend is saying, a film lady, your amount $1 million. $1 million, we see railway why within this period. Now now the same person will be so your man there, your friend saying 500,000. Now at the end of the day, it's about whether or not when your man with the 500 your friend saying $1 million in here and for so baso. Okay, and now we are talking about the fact to say digitization. Okay, trying to arrive at the point. Now we are saying some argument and say, a side digitization, one, it doesn't work in a vacuum. It's a subset of a whole economy. It's we are not one can say, well, so you are supposed to be in charge of a whole economic team. You are wrong. One will ask, Roman Empire and the British monarchy empires, and they were built without digitization. So these were in Yoma, standing all over years. It is why because
digitization should not be a priority.
No, maybe we are talking about whereby you see digitization and whereby businesses are making good use of them the Yoma now the Amawoman. And what are the businesses we are talking about? Internet it is said there. Let me put it this way. It is said there. Wakoto your friends will kiss at the abeguho. So we improve digitization without the necessary fundamentals now, like promoting businesses so that they will use those internet facilities, they will use those softwares, they will use those ITs to be able to be productive. Then we say why are there? Into which one of these will you do first? Maybe so. When you want crop for your mouse, would you go and buy this? Your friend is saying, software no at a very expensive cost as against setting up the basis. Just say enyoma ebe ma edwuma na koso. Now, so we share edwuma. Me say me share edwuma. Say I've started. I've worked for so many years. I've improved so many businesses. Now, what it is that yes, as an digitization was nowhere. Okay, but as the business grows, you know, say, you are being overwhelmed by a load, which means there will be here information technology to be able to carry out or execute that particular load. That is where the IT comes in. So it's a facilitator that improves businesses.
And you can't see that we say, and yes, someone can say, "Oh, just say facilitator." That means a good.
No, but you cannot exchange it, neighbor. You cannot exchange it for any of those economic fundamentals. Say we go make manama IT. It's not true. Okay. I wouldn't buy that.
But can honey be? What's it so bad?
Say ugu mejuma. Now mama IT. What am I going to use it for? Nothing. Okay. So what I'm saying is that the fundamentals now must be well established before this IT comes in to come and facilitate it. Look. Me, I always describe IT and as information as an operational tool that helps you in your output and as in your productivity, right? And you know, as a full-time vice president, you know, he shouldn't limit himself. I think the IT itself, they have information minister and then information technology, right? I think that is their department. So I don't know why Bawumia should dive himself into those, although that area has been improved. We need to say that. But when the major economy, we have major economic issue, you can't dodge it. You see, you can't dodge it. You know, that is the whole issue he has at your friend saying.
Okay.
Your friend saying, your friend understand. It is difficult for people to accept to say, Jimejuma Namame information technology. It is very, very difficult for people.
I want you to explain that.
No, your friends, the banks collapse, businesses have died. People struggle for their businesses, and it is your regime. Look, in management, and we say every success of a company is the success of the leadership. That is when every success be a demand leadership, no? Because he mobilized the others and get. But
it's our banking sector where the banks not struggling as an about me
struggling for
because what? I remember no the banks when they struggling now
go for you can always give a dog a bad name and hang it. You can always give a dog a bad name.
I'm saying before banks no. Bawumia mobile power in 2017, where the banks not struggling.
Let us restrict ourselves only to the banking sector. Now,
banking sector,
I cannot say because I'm a banker, but for sure, when you look at the rate, the ways and means are a friend is saying, I think it's a given equal opportunity, no. They could have saved most of them. Why am I saying so? Most of the indigenous Ghanaians die. Your friends, businesses died. Now, you were saying they didn't have, your friends, there was a threshold they need to meet. Whereby in a matter of 2 years, or less than that, and not all of this, you expect them to meet that threshold. Banks like Unibanks, you don't have to kill it. Because it's like they've gotten the brand name. And so when these banks begin to, because maybe we're really banks, my managers in paying for more than 8, no years to these were banks are one more workers loans to the tune of $100,000 US. It is out of business. Now you are talking about the fact to say they were not able to meet threshold and all of that. Meanwhile, you are the macroeconomic manager. And you could have saved. Look, that is look. You can and I make a say when you have power. To media, the man the open out there and because say ubenya the friend saying time kontano. Now you don't have to collapse Unibank. Why? Because they had goodwill. The best you could do is say, come on, bra. these and these and these are your shortfalls. Could you please work it out? What I say, threshold now with the man woman. What
the information I have and what I know is that there was that effort. Okay, so now Unibank was trying to acquire ADB. They were trying to buy ADB. Okay. Because they were trying to buy ADB and they even had announced releasing press statement to ADB.
Yeah.
And the threshold now Bank of Ghana they for the various banks. So these are thresholds not decided by MPP Abayo. They thought Bank of Ghana regulation or that say every bank should have a minimum capital or maybe minimum capital deposit of this amount. So these were there wasn't like they should meet this. I remember that at a point, what happened was at a point, that is the issue that the minimum threshold is there. It was there before.
The minimum threshold, like I know, I may be wrong, was around 50 million Ghana cedis.
I think it was more than that. It was more than that.
Okay, so how much was it raised to? At what percentage? Now, me and Ghana, grown in Kakran. Within a period of 6 months, now buy and catch them and say, minimum capital in $100 million. Now catch them say for the past 20 years, am I existing on my team accumulating $100 million. Now catch them say $600 million within this short space of time. What are you telling me?
Okay.
You see, so don't tell me that it was done on a fair ground. It isn't true. Look, and I make a will say, you can always give a dog a bad name and hang it, and you can brand it to be like an angel. So these were realities. And look, when the financial sector was shook, every other sector became paralyzed. Affected. Look, the reason why Nana Addo's administration is not able to talk about the economic situation is the fact that the affects the banking sector now on touching. Because it said they will buy Aquaco Gina Bonka Kesibiano. Now, say Ebia they are distressed, said they are working. Into no who per se ube save Ubano. Ubano so I imagine say we need to do obetiatum. So it is said Bese Panico do you have by a Tassini Bayansa for. It Adiano Ubeto and wouldn't say a Juma wo. I was a two boys now in the back. One of the means I can suggest and say some article. Look, you can differentiate. Say, look, looking at this way, okay, indigenous banks, we are giving you this number of years. But within a period of why America has said your banks we have grade A, grade B, grade C, all of them we are here. So why couldn't they do that? Okay, these are grade A banks. They have a minimum of capital of over 1 million, over a friend saying 1 trillion.
I think we have the same thing in Ghana, microfinance, foreign financial institutions, as banks. And they have commercial banks too, and they have rural banks too.
Now you push all of these of them, say meet this or you don't dare. Now you see the bird of money flies to the safest end. When people begin to say, hey, this bank will discuss kotoa, and you know start on the drum musica. People even start behind their computer, move all their monies. So the approach was wrong, entirely wrong, and that collapsed those businesses.
Okay.
Not necessarily because of but because of the bad names and what the more money, the way they went about. MPP must accept the fact to say they didn't do well. Okay, and as a party, establishing on the foundation of business, this it is not our portion to do this.
Okay, honorable Kojo Babem, but Mr. Anoche, what do you say about when people say Mahama tried to save the banks? The problems with the banks now for Kosala, meaning GN Bank, now for Kosala, I'm the story in the brain that Men's Gold. They started when I was multimedia. People were fighting for their money. The money was not coming. This other bank, Royal Bank, there was another bank. Almost there, people were going there for their money. No munyani. Mahama tried to help them, almost and they still couldn't make.
We are talking about the banking sector.
Banking sector,
but some Men's Gold on your bank. Men's Gold in there, one of the
Men's Gold is one example. Mama, two banks are. I mean, see, people, GN Bank is included. People were queuing long before even elections. Even a Unibank, they had the issue and they came back
let
to
explain. Let me tell you what happened.
And the contractors were not paying. It depends. Mama tried to help them.
I'm coming. Let me tell you what happened. right up to that is in the during the campaign time of MPP and Dr. Mahamiaka Honano Yejuma was bank. Now his background was banking, if I remember very well. He had already mentioned in air, say some of these banks, even at all, look, some of those banks were already in the minds of the people, said they are going to collapse it even before your friends saying MPP one power. So already, Matisse Bank way, who opposition planoka. So the whole approach was wrong.
Creative fear and panic. That's
yes, because when him send Crofosika go now when you create that impression, Barclays Bank, and I say we bank partners, commercial bank, a Chanapa, Bank of Ghana, and
it is that the reason why I take up and your mama the moment when you went to me. So banks said to me and also until elections came and
the woman say none of those banks could survive under certain economic issues, conditions. For instance, if the interest rate set up by the Bank of Ghana is so high, who will go for the loan scheme? It is you as a business owner who will be tempted to venture into risky businesses. Example of risky businesses, for example, going into your friend saying real estate business, because you have to venture into businesses. The interest rate is very high. So who calls them? It is the Bank of your friends say Ghana, for instance, because what's that the base rate at 25%, maybe as something of the sort. Now at 25%, bank can be beton says can the businessman. Businessman also share 25% plus interest because by 40 million. Who controls the banks? Is it not the government of the day?
So it's real estate business affected because of economy,
Yeah.
Problems and because of these problems.
You see, that is the whole truth. Let me tell you. The MPP government led by Nanado and Dr. Baumia cannot be exonerated from the economic woes we find ourselves. And counting about the reasons why we got here, the banking sector cannot be taken out of it. And the reasons I've told you, because one, maybe today who catch him so behind Madrian, Misika was Stanbic Bank, and once I matrana computers. Just mention, disturb the air, Nama kicker. They never handle it well, and it has affected businesses trickle down collapsed because what the interest rate I could do 45%. Okay, let me not defend. Okay, let me defend the bank for the Bank of Ghana. What's it? We interest rate 25% base rate. I think I'm if you want to ton of 35-40. Sikesianto, the work is a bit of a couple of me. Mr. Me ton sikana me yading.
Okay.
How do I survive? People began to go into your friend say risky businesses. Okay, businesses are a high risk because at the end of the day, a man deposit on the they are taking the interest. How do you solve it?
Okay, very well.
And yeah, entirely the fault of the operators. And your friend saying regulators were part of it.
Okay.
And of Ghana, and for that matter, so I know Yejuma. They were when checking and says during his time, interest rate, not that's base rate. Look, they are to be blamed. If the banks they are the uncommon credit, what are you time in the good? Obianim some time. It your friend is saying, "Oh, come on, dear, what the man woman said." Maybe your friend saying, something. Look, if they would check it. No matter assassinating, no matter how much I would be able to. Because one man 1 million solve the problem. At the end of the day, a man from a two scale. How do I get it done?
Okay.
JDM, the end of the man on one. You can just balance the two. 5 million is saved on one. How much was used to maybe collapse those banks? Well, I say probably. One know what this kind of chair woman crying made a good sense. So that is how it is. I am saying the approach was entirely wrong.
Well, Emma Obia raising this question because then when you say that you for you the voters should focus on some of these things and not just digitization.
Look, MPP ban. Yeah, account here by my contribution count. Be account.
We are real estate company no more support you.
Oh, come on, my receipt in go.
But this election, who better am about me.
What my vote is my secret. My young one, sir. Now, what it is that you see the MPP. This is just a warning, and as the MPP, which used to brand itself as a business-oriented party, has failed. We don't have that right again to brag. Now we are veered into socialist or something. You see, going forward, we are going to suffer if we don't change. Dr. Baumia, he should make sure that the business community now, the foundation upon which MPP was built, that was why he's facing too much internal issues. He's facing internal issues because the foundation upon which the NPP was established was not for freebies. We cannot say we are going extreme left.
Another issue. I'm responding to economy issue. I'm head of digital center. You are the core part of the digitization process. Any policy, my say they are more on the digital because that's where the world is going. But maybe Mr. Anocho, who is the CEO of a business real estate company, will say the election should be decided based on typical economic issues and not based on digital. Also, now you're in charge of the data center. Let me ask you what you think. What should this election be based on? A few days here, I could do to you.
If you made that say me chair, for no more me say Mr. Anocho kakra ni because not my network na MS but I think that he has spoken a lot. Na near say senior intro now things are changing. Whether being it orthodox economy, digital economy, or whatever, it's still the economy. Bibia ye biano adventure ni team upon na say ekowie say oman no ebenyeska ne nipa ewo mu so enyeska gu omu botom no mo ade ahwe o masetenam ene omo abrabo it is we government now on hwehweye ene on totoye. The solution is not to lessen the burden of people. The solution say skabeba enkrofo ebotoma, then you have no business being in government. It is maybe opinion Mr. Noche can say digitalization is not needed, but it's that the economy. Now the world is evolving globally. Obia based in the economy on digitalization. Yeah, because of ICT, to where not can be visa, but enhancement on the economy. All the relevant opportunities. Can't digitalization. Yeah, because be our real estate. Jai would I see now ICTB. But what you are doing as a real estate agent, a digital tool, a digital platform, that is all that digitalization is about. If you are digitalization and you say, you can build a digital platform to enhance your agri business. This is your agri-tech. India for be shy. Gadget be. If you say ebi a bunch na person odua, oko assassin so when you pick sample of the soil, a bit much bunch also odua wa ha time a bit me up fertilizer across also we use say a brona oh yeah show pets cry a walk a has say it is nobody have to know and as with this I also we used to a bit me omo akon na we brono abo. So that is what we talking about. And
Okay.
say yeah economy now the traditional economy now you use and let me say it's very minimal. And so globally say World Economic Forum say by the year 2030 there's going to be 9 billion job opportunities for those on the digital space. So
9
how are
billion.
we positioning Ghanaians? How are we
Okay.
positioning the youth? How are we positioning to make good use of this opportunity? You heard Ghana ICT in the industry here. You're projected set by digital infrastructure year building, data centers are year building, fiber optic cable yearly is going to boom our economy by even $400 million. So if you are and you say
digitization is still an economic boost.
Yeah.
No.
If you come again.
With this 400
Hello,
million capital injection, digitization also is adding another economic boost. That's your point.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's adding economic boost. Where Menoka say, where's your sub region here? This is your startups are digital entrepreneurs are. Yes, so much. Yeah, omo harness omo potential by even sourcing for funding from your partners, World Bank, Mastercard. Omo are sourcing for funds boa omo edwuma omo ye nya fe na obewie school na wakoka say me de my application nam Bank of Ghana, me de nam Stanbic, me de nam Ministry of Energy me kopejuma. When you are digital entrepreneur after school no you have built yourself unya support from government, you are establishing your business. If you make a digital center, we brought a pilot, a friend, tertiary digital innovation program. The idea is that you school, no, you university, you be school, you say project work, now they are marks, now work out fee, we are saying no, or project now now they are two shelves. So maybe there at the baby grab me. So what we did from the digital center is that four universities: University of Science and Technology, University of Ghana Legon, Academic City University, and Ghana Telecommunication University at President Kofo CA. So those who have ICT ideas, our own project work, we went on a roadshow, pick 4 from each school, and national service for a year agreement. So as part of national service number after school, we incubated them at the digital center. And I say, business idea, no, coaches, guide the coaches help them to develop their product. Eco register business for them.
Okay, to my establishment
national service last year. Now they have their own business. We give them spaces. Now we are also opening them to the international communities. A big area, of Saudi Arabia and Singapore. So the digital platforms are established to expand the economy.
Okay, but Mr. Anochi, one of his arguments, or other people have said it's a move, Johnny, if the economic issue, and I'm sure that digitization, because one person answer the fundamental questions now. Moditata NDC, which was when the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you, or more patches are exposing you. And the fact that more can be, as I say, you are going more of the digital, but the fundamentals. I was saying, yeah, no, I said how the digital now become said they all come to enhance. Into fundamentals in Koye. And therefore, people should vote based on the fundamentals and not based on the economy. How do you respond to them? Person no address it. When he says people should vote based on the fundamentals, not on the digital. I don't go Juba. Person addresses our question.
If you say Meteonka, yeah. I don't think that we have run away from the economy and addressing the economic issues. I just say we are seeing now. There were challenges, and we've been trumpeting this and saying it and saying it and saying it. Mr. Anochi Enim or Ghana, and he understood and he experienced it. For the past years, things were not as it was. The COVID came to hit Ghana's economy. Russia-Ukraine war affected the economy, and people don't believe it. But economy are very dependent. That is why Nana Akufo-Addo idea of one district, one factory came into being. I self-sustenance. You produce your normal now you see cannot sell on my mu. You have physical could di a jar or baby. Now your dollar no ankoso. If you are nibium, you can say dollar akosura. Your fundamentals are your wiki. Now no metie man. Also honorable. I am pass $1 then akosura there. But time not NDC focus $1 to 4 cedi no. Certainly I took cocoa say. And then send I took cocoa. So certainly cocoa bagger. Now what we talk cement. One and then auto cocoa bottom babakwa. What we talk cement in Mienza. So a dear partner a the fundamentals are just we will never remain baby because of the economic shocks. But and then dollar a course no ever for more. If you are 15 cities, we are fixing it. The problems that came, we have been bold and honest enough to tell Ghanaians say we will fix it. And now President Akufo-Addo. So when human being dies, you can never bring back the dead. But when the economic is faced with problems, we can fix it.
Okay, the Mama Jatu is the economy, but you are fixing it. Mama Jatu. Mama Jatu is the economy, but you are fixing it. Now, be honorable. Oh, tell me a question. No, me say, Mama Jatu say economy, but I won't fix it. Is that what you are saying? Hello, honorable. Honorable, Timmy, honorable, dear Cosso.
If you are ultimately,
yep. Hello, honorable. Maybe they are Tony. Oh, you okay? We are Tony, but one answer here, dear. No.
Yeah, if you are.
I've heard you Timmy.
Yeah,
digitization in here.
Online a break it up. Online a break it up.
If you are digitization. Oh, then you come as you. Somebody because they Minia, yeah, to us.
The catcher, if you say, Menai Waka, it's me or hospital, baby, I may want network and then just stronger. Into that. So it's not coming from digitalization, but building up me baby, I may want to make me form. So the network isn't that strong here.
Okay.
Now let me boost out some more to say economy no problems, but also more fix it. But what the hotel? I think media make us I want about me are not there. Okay, honorable change your device no. Why honorable change your device and I'll come back to you again. Honorable Kojoba and because I want him to answer this question about say Mr. Noticas may to abandon based on just merely the digitization, but we must focus on the fundamentals of the economy. But so I catch us more fix it, and he has given us actually what they are doing. On what I to say, digitization is to enhance, to expand the economy because you to be dog abenkwa forever, and then the world has changed.
Okay, if you are hello. Yeah, if you are on say over economy more, economics more, you micro and you macro. Okay. Now, when you take decisions that pertains to a business, he said he's talking about microeconomy. Trying to develop one area, okay. So the whole idea the reason why Ghanaians are disturbed as a government, yours is to talk about the macro, macro, macro economy. Now you are expected to say okay, me modern bonti agree no mono and the cocoa no yenya said they are not impenifoni bicano 1 million tons. You don't go to say for the 5 tons and you say those are micro things, and it is not the work of the government to do that. Ministries no bet.
Now, because issues are raising and macroeconomic indicators. He's talking about the World Economic Forum projection will make about 9 million jobs on Betty creating, and now government wants to build the infrastructure, data infrastructure. That is the macroeconomic indication.
He's talking about training of some. Your friend is saying boys 4 be our picky.
And I know the one example, but he had earlier on explained about where the global digital environment is going, where the jobs will come from, how they need to prepare the people. He's told you about the policy. That is macro.
He said, let me tell you something. You see, yeah, no, the piano. Me ba America habet be ye Jamaica Academy who say Ghana for the piano. Fa kwa sika wona ebe mayen. Eniama ebe nya hu sika no. I don't know, say, any politicians and so on, and yo. It be a name complex in Kwana. Look, when him say, where we are, where say, America has to be an ordinary plumber. That's what the Juma Pa na ketu as a doctor, medical doctor. I'm telling you. It depends. Na ketu ya beti mi asun, menkanesa. Now, because one house, maybe na me. One day costs $65,000 for house, and he uses about 2 weeks. Maximum cry 1 month. No only workers.
But tax component of equipment need now.
Yeah, can I say doctor see Janica?
But doctor on your equipment ne a ibiaka.
Your taxes.
No, but your taxes. But all kind of 65,000 is not going to alone. It's going to materials.
Baba, I'm talking from experience. One,
yeah, but it's in the system now. Can that's why I'm putting it to use. And anything in any plumber ni bottom.
No.
Plumber is buying materials to do the project.
Medical doctor also buys his or her materials.
No, medical doctor for penny. Oh, Mr. Anoche, who call America? Medical doctors. That's all more equipment. Seriously, medical doctors equipment to operate on people.
You see, let me tell you the hard truth for the sake. What it take a plumber, for instance, now make one better will be biao. Their plumber nato, for example, air pipes, no, which is about less than 5% of the total cost na papanaging. You see, Waba, Ghana, ye cocoa, na why am I going? Ye cocoa, ye the omayashons of cocoa, ye sishena, obidia could 1 million tons. And no be sika ho free a boost. Technology, this. Look, just make sure, say, also we move from 1 million to say 1.2 and now 1.5. Now, Fina, and send our question for Frasi. Chakoko in ego, last time, piece of yes, Coco, no, see, the new breed, aban we bo pa me ye twa cocoa ni na egu abra wondu afoforo afi na be du afoforo essence.
Oh,
So-
but Mr. Anoche, when you are to cocoa ni aya can slowly shoot. And then no can na.
FM for and news mo na me tie ye.
Yeah, but I'm aware say the distraction of the cocoa farm was there be the Mr. Anoche. I know this for sure. Yeah, can cocoa no, and they needed to cut. And it's a infected the rest of the cocoa farms. Oh, Benny, what guy?
Ya bu abutre. And I say, so pe say oton krama na say okumu krama ya. And I say wo dia hamato krama nkomo a obetime de chain asane kon. Now, other na okotwa swollen shoot my brother asase for na asase om dia cocoa na sa.
And time, but when cha, Benny, meaning say when the cocoa that Mr. Anoche. When cha, obey infected the other one to mucha.
Chani na.
Yes, some mucha. Swollen shoot ni anonom kan mucha. No mashi. No disinfectant farm ni nyina sa na omapam. O ma ye fofo.
Say me man ko farm so. Na sa da nem say kwame kesi. And now in your interview, no, I was any panel you're trying to cocoa. The whole no business in a cocoa and so also last year, Minya X amount of cocoa. And I say, Nana Yare was almost that almost new breed and abba.
Okay.
Now, I know no better a best subebri. And Nana was any panel be a business. The new breed about Unias as well, Ometimia extended Biabi was a duo. Now then, I could choco na. And no, and as I breed, we no me die talk, Mrs. Abby and Yay. So, eti yana ya de party ni buy. Me come. They be a me come. And I make sure say, minimum dear say, I don't certain economic decision you take it in terms of business and all of that. And me dream when me saying ye. And I don't want to mention Kufuor's time again because he had no example of bread. You see, these are my challenges, and that has affected them. Uko chako because of new breed. Wabra breed for now, but no bet me do any pan so was so. So me bua bisa woman. You see,
I'll check about new breed, you know, for you because they made me aware that they a great extension officers producing new breed.
Oh, yeah, research.
They be the cocoa research for. What the new breed about? So, but I'm not aware. So
what the new breed about? Maybe what the new breed about? Who the new breed about? Who the new breed about? Also, ultra old one.
You old one. That's why I'm saying I'm verified because I couldn't there. What I'm aware is swollen shoot.
Maybe
there was a pandemic of swollen shoot.
Messi Fred, newscasters, na ya okesi. One of them no interview no. Would you now swan beside a question? Papa na say.
No, but when you interview, no, we must verify that information. Because one person
verify that information.
All cocoa farmers. Because what I'm aware of, the entire cocoa board did the whole operation on was swollen shoots. Any anonym ever can. Most of the cocoa farms, there was a pandemic. No, but you try. I know would be a for. But when the only effective, that is the matter with my question.
Pandemic in Kwana just say pandemic can pandemic. Can you cocoa?
I don't know about bro. I'm telling you about what I know in the cocoa sector.
Yeah, but me typical example. Me poultry farm more than 200,000.
Let's take with the because we haven't even been able to verify the cocoa.
No. And I see Fred, and I can't see them now.
The interview will not verify anything. Ground that's a more of any interview. Anybody first thing almost to me, the only myself on number preaching. Only about almost to me. I'm not only to my example. Until I make sure a friend will not verify. It will not verify. So one first number preaching him. Your car park or junior pastors in bar. Come junior car park or to preacher. That junior pastors not for say. So for a miracle, no year as a omujina car park. Phone calls does not verify information. Ground and I verify because the person can be lying until we go to the ground and verify. That hold that thought. I remember Kojoba responded to our question and the line they can't say. Mr. Anoche argument back when he said the fundamentals should influence voters and not digitization. How do you respond to that?
If you also the fundamentals should
the fundamentals, you know, your bread and butter issues, no, I want inflation, cost of living, those who are CD dollar so more adwuma say ono na adwuma we moving half of na adwuma kwa abroche because of ahotra mo de buy no bank for no bank of say bank for anything mu collapse bank na onya nkofo ntone dan nti na adwuma no we defa kwa America na ho na obenya nkofo ato edan na onye sika no na CD dollar exchange we machine sika half nti as a businessman speaking from that perspective no more nkofo bebe he says that untumi ngu nkofo adwuma na nkoye digitization hide behind digitization ye nyina tonto aba one we gu nkofo adwuma edwomfo adwuma gu
Koko ino mo
If you met say earlier on Ubusa Mr. Anoche Assembly, but he couldn't give us a substantive answer. Say banks na omo kaya ye collapse no. I think that there were various banks. About say na 3 or 4 B omo de omo ho ekanye. It tells you say they were not doing something right. Ubusa Mr. Not just a question. No, when to me, nyano because any Ghana banks Ghana eguye, and omo kaya no. Say a big court, yama a big echo jail. Me sure say nanka oye at the papa and court uncle dibim. Depositors money. Ye diako go yes ka diako go ye be try say ebia and na ye ho chire na o chire he bibia no wakofa no. Omo fa scanning e de ye adwuma omo de ye omo personal jobs nti obi ko bank say okopeska na je say Bank of Ghana na saba e be pebos na de ma bank no e de operate Mr. Nochi me so say we adwuma wo ye say uja adwuma no ma manager bi so onye adwuma na tambia osa frɛ o say ye repair works bi wo estate way ye adwuma wa safa scabra na edan na auto no ntimi nya sika enfa enye adwuma wo estate ma so wa wani nye so that is what really happened and yes abandon the nani akosi obi bank so say mamingu o bank there are banks working eti and yes ye go bank senko for adwuma and say never but operational things are they were not going by the details of OMO operations, and they knew that they went wrong. It's ma I say see the bibia done in politics sana adia ye be ya be boa oman no ye nyina be yi ani afri so businessman be ti bia na or take the people in the country for granted because obe wi ase no say MPP aban na ya and this kwa kwese chire say MPP for say ekrofoduma. It's never the case.
But he raised a fundamental issue which was say Muma Crawford 2 years. I said there was pressure, more Russian Crawford to just collapse them out of it. He said, Gamu, I didn't pass some person Boama. You give them that grace period. Someone to Mobo, I buy person Boama, giving what Mahama had done to help some of them to stand on their feet. No.
If I read said there had been letters, cautions, Bank of Ghana abwa omwa for a long time. But I said Mahama couldn't take the bold political decision to truncate their work because Omai no 18 form should be private not tembiana o boka ebana Omai na koye. So for me, I don't think that it was just a rush, but it was a time to do it and act and let depositors and customers have their burden lessened. Because Ebeya Yase do Skabeko Bank now Okwaku Unes can be then Bank of Ghana there be another Bank of Ghana about to your rescue, but still you were still committing the same crime that you were committing.
Okay, when he says some fundamentals because of the decision I'm take care, they also a correct decision. Nipa bebe so adwuma say yo, work as no more bank no more adwuma say, and you also contributed to the fundamentals na ye weakened no. Exactly. Some banking sector crisis in any other indicators in that can a weaken economy to the point where they say you see the dollar exchange rate. Look at the gap between the cedi and the dollar. Look at how much album. Look at a problem they create and look at issues and that is why he's saying Much there, because you don't have the answers. No, more Johnny if we are no fundamentals on after the more digitization, more digital basi. Sanko for near the anemia. Digital bas no major so to abana.
Yeah. Sir, I say we mete da bia menya sure say decision bia you better take care. Yeah, this is here or mine. It will favor everybody. It will favor everyone. Sure. Nanko for banks ni bi nanko for adwuma or my adwuma SA, but some were still working. The bank was merged as one, and the bank is CBG. So how many people lost their job? And yet, say yeah, abiding Sato Bank, and so no, thousands of people came home. No, it wasn't like that. Banks, he said, you're making in CBG. And they
They
can't
can't employ
Holland.
everybody. About to be employed the GN Bank, Royal, unique insurance money banky, financial Amantia charging with stealing.
Na me save you Unibank. I was saving at Unibank. I did buy. And CBG, I still save there.
It's not the same.
I still save there. Unibank, Kokomlemle, Okoa, make me the account number. I still save there.
Including Wow Bra Penny Prince. People have lost their job. Minimum Bra Penny Prince. He's lost his job. No,
in fact, Prince Amba, because Prince has also getting a better job.
Yeah, well, I mean, what a big man.
So it comes back to the point, say, and you'll be an empiric Nejuma. Mejitum say a be a juma echo form, but and you'll be a man, say, just a minimal aspect of the people. And make sure that even Mr. Nochi, Nejuma, or take critical decisions. At times, it affects other people. Definitely, and you'll be an obe nenibeje decision. But at the end of the day, Ghana is alive. At the end of the day, the banks are working. And you say we at the comma back or my name Mr. Nochipes or Chese a comedy will be it's not so. It's if you are near Ubusa say yes, the digital bars aba. Do we know say and that bus lunch bus? Do you know the number of employment that it has added to our employment portfolio? Because we're now going for new drivers, we're going for new conductors, we're going for people who work on the POS system or the charging points and for almost every juma. See, Mr. Nochi, the digitalization is expanding the growth of our economy. It's not collapsing other jobs. That is what also Yetias said. And you said digitalization can't say digital economy ebegu or minor. No, it's expanding, it's adding value, it's enhancing. Say if you have a business may be issue because with digital platforms, you can never escape your tax obligation. What are there 1 CD? You're going to what are there 1 CD? A 2 also 2 so people rise up and speak against digitalization. Say as a but say Mr. Anochi Berger to Mr. Anochi, me marketing expert. Me new by Fianity. Now I've learned a bit of ICT on what I'm doing. Your job, we can use digitalization to enhance your real estate. Same as they also do with Marketing America. We can sell them in Ghana and make money.
Insist and conform voting based on digitization. It should influence people to vote and not economy.
If you're voting, your senior Mr. Nochi ever told about me. They say, okay, they are buying buy.
Yeah, I come.
Or count they are buying buy. So, near yes, say, I buy now or the buy no. I buy now or the buy no. I buy no. Say so. Gidia no de wo aban no ma oto abama aban no ma ebedi aban so no ene na yaye enwuma a ene ye to so aba ene obia ani age o Ghana say MPP abaye adwuma nti adwuma pa no ye no ye nto aso. Mr. Anochi has experienced John Mahama Aban. You have experienced Nana Akufo-Addo Baomi Aban. Iti Mr. Anochi bet much say John Mahama Aban was so exceptional say na eye enti na okazi enfa MPP mbra. This is Abaya. We promise
Also,
that
more deviating. I think he made that point. Also, more deviating from saying maybe a president before the businesses.
me say or kasa say onim say center right, say socialist, say but what say o center right o say we are capitalist so we are there. At the end of the day, you are serving people. Obi beka cho say which is free SHS are a socialist concept. So why do we ride on free SHS? But it has lessened the burden of people. Last week, not many man be AD enkomo or a teacher or a driver. Emma teacher be Legon. He is just a driver. Or catch him say honorable, and then because of free SHS, may a landlord. And I'm say Ebane saying, or say ne map me and son. Also, I'm secondary school or no as a driver. Where Timmy the Onwako Achimota College when trace cars can also go to school fees no or the quarter as I say one plot or caswa and a what's single room and or they air rented. If you ma any say Ubagaja in the economy, I say he has built on from the driving to become a landlord and now renting rooms for people. So, say the interventions are ebebua obia eba. And not just we have lost focus, but we are serving the populace whose demand say this is what we want. We cannot close our eyes. Can't say the free maternal birth bar and yet it's yantungu. Can't say a common crofwa a binding fan and friend and common and a socialist concept and yet ultimately and 111 hospitals are here yes yeah and then as President Akufo-Addo ekobie near ye Ashanti region and yet because a socialist concept we cannot the truth is and
the fundamentals campaign which was when the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. Most of much dollar no at the key number IGP. Some of these things resonate with
propaganda and then can say yes, dollar ma IGP IGP.
Oh, Bama,
dollar the cost sales.
Oh, Bama, okay.
Much dollar cost sales.
Yeah, but what you say anything to me.
If you are Mirefi, but we never said it anywhere. Say dollar at the sales. We never said it anywhere.
Honorable Yaka 2020 Yaka campaign.
Baby go can but as MPP political party as a bino, we never said that.
Oh, that be Doctor Kanye. Doctor so locally now. You your friend is saying,
okay, wife, let's produce it. Okay, a bit about cocoa, as some are not a fear a catcher say. And you be also what you are bonting. And now, often child and me, not percent me bump, but not percent because cocoa, dear no, if you I am personally, I am a witness. My grandfather, cocoa baby was until a mountain area. And Yagre ebesi so minimum say cocoa board ma enkrofo by ebe twaguye. And even if you wouldn't say omo kazi etwom cocoa guye nyina no, they were even compensated. It is cocoa no omo
compensation. That's why maybe somebody is complaining.
They were compensated. they were compensated.
But it's not even about the compensation, it's about some would ABC because we are what say your cocoa, you're falling below even 500 metric ton. It's the lowest.
Omuchagua, if you are Omuchagua, Omunya, a phone hole. Almost 5
years after Mutegu, and still your cocoa production cost less than 500,000 metric tons. We are making less money from cocoa than ever. Baby, a president Kufodi Drew, and I think 2018, and you're crossing 1 million, sir. After 2018, you're called baby. Yeah, now we are producing now over the last 2-3 years, we've produced less than 500,000 metric tons. Less than that.
No, if you I think that last 2 years, we did about 800,000. Now
800,000. Your target. Your level. Honorable.
No, and
when we are crossed 1 million.
And your target, but I'm telling you, sir, we are all aware of swollen shoe disease in the basic cocoa. So if now how are you going to produce?
Okay, very well. Honorable. Yeah, me person answers our question. And I'm call Mr. Yisudame Mo also join this issue about economy. Are you still saying about to inconform inflation, a dollar exchange rate? Because I know once about me and them, minimum only in a call ya about so kind. I don't know about so kind. So fundamentally okay about so kind okay then.
If you say yeah campaign, so should we campaign? Say me no. Your father used to say, we don't stay home. It's a campaign, no? We don't stay at home. We go at every corner to go and campaign.
That's all.
Exchange rate affect Omaduma. No matter so more complaining about inflation, and practicing power and the no matter.
If you say we are a politician, now was so any form. Now we need statistics, we need the data. Now we are campaigner, then you miss your point. Whatever that is being said around every community, around every district, every constituency, we are aware, and that is why we are saying, vote for us to fix those problems and those challenges.
Okay. It is so. It's digital. It's not economy.
Oh, it's economy.
It's digital economy.
Okay, digital economy.
Yeah.
It was not say digital economy. So economy now no more can, but they are just expanding it with digitization.
So yes, everything must go digital. Cocoa, Dionina, so not digital. Okay, so you see, many are honorable. Dear woman, dear me person, ye na yetiasi and say, your friends say, Njumana, ye the Sherman, Sasemun Yen. Mo. I don't know, but in person make a sabe brain. Because your challenge about I say, and I say, I okay, me come home, Momo Koy and one mutum baby, Timonka challenge. Oh, no.
Next what will be able to say what's your check out because never
that is one baby. So maybe a businessman. Or man have been to know maybe.
I'm not sure. Not just I'm business Biana.
That's why economy and what I say, man, and also why economy. So your economy, you'll be a business. Be a social fundamentals now. Corporate, your friends saying profit fundamentals. What that is. So when the economy is working out, when the fundamentals are good, corporate profit. What I say is one of the fundamentals of every economy. Okay. One more say business for na any more chance no more tiase. And one more friends on boom for ye.
It's business fund. Say number one, I better it's business fund there. About 80% of them to my MPP because they are disappointed.
Now, if you are Mami Musa, Mr. Nochi Assembly say, Emra Dr. Baumia ebe share the business community no Okobi.
Dabi, me no. Me mama enterprise.
What is the more good Nejuman to the Nejuman Franco USO? To our name.
It is says or US neka say.
Yes, mama
casa. So the Nejuman half go US.
Mama casa. Me ba mama yi na no ye. Me am yi one. The woman say in 2008, Emrana Nebano, Oshia wo sa hotel yi, the Wompona no, Ewo Accra Hodom.
Labadi Beach.
Yes, Labadi Beach Hotel. Namikam business community, especially the real estate. Promise here, come on. And Tisania Manioma way no. Me concern as your friend saying as a businessman. MPP as a party. The entire enemy we joined the party on idea say this party when you join it businesses, they promote businesses. And that's
and who join the MPP as a card-bearing member, MPP ni?
Mayor police station chairman. And
as they say, why join the NDC? And
Minjaye. Okay. May what is there?
On the war ground, okay.
Mayor card-bearing member.
Going into this election, I
am a card-bearing member. Me vote to mayor constituency police station chairman. Kingsby Mona Lisa School. What I say? As your friend is saying, way Mandela, no, a former assemblyman.
I'm Mandela. I'm too. Chubo constituency. Mandela. Mandela is Oye Greater Accra deputy organizer.
The reason why I'm not just talking because I'm talking. Me pese me friend or the me particulars in on the man na me de. Me pese mo ti ase say the MPP as a party no se mo ko nyame ye madom na se obronsama mbo mbo position na ba o me na ban ko position na mo ko na mo hwe businesses na. I'm promising you today say that is why mo benya serious internal conflict. Internal conflict in the sense say a lot of the people are disgruntled in the sense to say people thought say business, but like America has say no. When Republicans are coming, the business community is happy because somebody to my taxes so and your man getting be social work there, but they are always happy. That idea now the business community no have no. You guys have gone to thrown it into dustbin. And that is why you are talking. May say. In 2008, what is it? Nanado bre. Nanado si omo head my park for ye. Na me saba na me kan. Timu dia monto mame a. Bibia be fine. And he won the first way, but 21 cross plus 1. No. Okay. And the messages, tin, campaign, praises. Fufu man crofo. Obia wote where your friends say obia wa ba wo ye adwuma de nka wondwuma na kire your friends say de to aso eti na ye bre no ti na mo bre no
inti omo failure omo anyo omo adwuma ye omo fail inti na omo ye campaign by we no
omo fail poto orok the woman say o hwe alankash me am say dan shia na da but some of these reasons why party matter can almost one because people thought say business Ken is a businessman and the concept na ye boss to chile musisi na what to masware no chise mabo position no ansa na mo hunu say the aye kan ye correct no mom branded me ba me patch mom branded as a business oriented party MPP na munjai say ana ye say ana me ye say that is not MPP.
Okay, Mr. I declaration on your business. That declaration in some way, somewhere is another form of, it's another aspect of the business. Answer this question, no, because you have failed, you have deviated.
Mame, enka bibinche me police station chairman. Na, there's also onya party no, or doesn't cry. Mibusane say earlier on Mibusane say Dr. Baumieshi business committee no okobia no say there be because but Kofi but unim say the election that we are going on the December 7th. It's not about Nanado. Anna.
You see, I'm for next turning to us.
No,
Near
Debbie,
Minister.
Debbie,
Dabi,
Debbie,
Mr.
Debbie,
Badunadu and
Debbie,
Baumia.
Debbie, mene,
The two shall be one.
the election is not about Nanado. And
Look, one and
Mami can be Vincho. Mami can be Vincho. Ukasa, Kofi, Ukasa me edin. Nia me Dr. Baumia share business community, no. They shared this same concern with the Ebai.
Okay, I get you.
Enuna, ye hweswa. Enuna ye hweswa. Ye de manifesto. Ose ye kasa ye. The manifesto is what we are preaching about. Taxes are okay. Dr. Bomia's oba. Ye pay flat rate. Tax. Ye pay flat rate. Import taxes. Obetete so. Taxes are almost a higher burden. I'm a business community. Obey
This house, about me, was feedback from businesses. No?
Exactly. Feedback from the business community. It's Mr. Notch say, Dr. Bomiano Bishano, Otiana. Now, many sure say he has even read our manifesto.
The opposite chance, I am late because they have been complaining about this for 8 years. It's over last minute, that's my bit. It really doesn't solve any problem. Because if he has been forced to move his business to America, they just say, I am late. Who makes sure I'm not late?
If you are late because we have a different candidate who is coming to contest John Mahama. And yet, Nanadua, Ebia Onimuno say, Nanado Kasobe say, Wanye. And Edjumebiano feedback is good. You know me now say you have feedback. We get feedback. It be a negative feedback. It be a positive feedback. And you build on the negative feedback to change a normal. And it make Mr. Notch say, stance now, what taking onya number 2 Emma Dr. Baumia. And let's all support Dr. Baumia to change the narratives. And then offer said now or say yanyano. We are police station chairman. But so amambonum. Now ebia said now we expectation now one no. Amanisa. But there is always hope for tomorrow and the future. Baumia is a new candidate. Baumia understands.
I'm not sure what ground is over winning. Come because I'm for joining. Lyricist near William. We are sure somebody winning.
I'm not being complacent, but you're winning election. I mean, I've gone around the country. I've gone around the country. Only Mr. T project be friendly driver. So we were going around the country talking to drivers, talking to taxi drivers, talking to church road drivers. I move around and and I've known what we've done. I've known the feedback that we get. If you have this election, you're better winning, and after election, over frame Mr. Anochi, I'm now what we are winning this election.
Okay, you, Mr. Anochi, what check ground? And you check ground. A man said, "I know castle business for me, a doom for me, and the check ground. And when they be winning."
Okay, the woman is say, "It's a business community nankasani yesha." And we hear what social interventions now. Probably they stand a chance there. Me, I'm talking for the business because it's my business first.
Mr. Nachizo, okay, almost social intervention. Because okay, MPP, social intervention.
Even beyond the business community, general a former
50-50, but I think say your friends Mahama should have a little bit upper hand because they're all coming from opposition. People may trust what he says more than their Dr. Ekano. That is his only. Doctor need disadvantage because what you say been a year Harris were in Trump there were 2 odds Now, obviously, that was how Harris was. You know, Mahama a little advantage over your friend saying Dr. Baumia because Dr. Baumia no work a conjunction. So also may why not doing it now? That is the most important question they need to answer. Mahama should be able to triumph if there is anywhere. He has a little advantage over Baumia. Baumia credit not form because of your friend is
now project commission will be being to be influenced floating voters now move till last minute, you know.
Well, Ghana should decide that because one, he said Omoba first, you know, they made a lot of mistakes. Actually, the friends and the infrastructure wise, you know, when they decided to commission declare the year of infrastructure, that is the whole truth. Now, as to whether, because you see the inflation is pushing them out, and that is what I always say. You can rather joke that the statement should have been this: inflation is one thing. It's one of the things that it will always expose you as a friend saying, as a leader, because one, and can't everybody. So the only thing to expose you when you are joking or when you are massaging or when you are playing game with the economy is inflation, because it affects you. There are certain things. Your GDP may fall, but it's only the government who has the right to see my family GDP for any statistician, so no government has anything, you can massage it. But inflation cannot be massaged. And so it is rather the inflation which always exposes your friends the leadership of governance, and not your friends at the exchange rates, as Dr. Baumia can, you know. You see, the inflation affects every single person on the ground. Corporate profit can be compromised if the economy is not doing well. Profit in the way, and more beyond it. What they say, GDP can fall. I buy gather those information. No? Employment, you know, obviously, then it is the government statisticians who will come out to say, 80% have been gotten employment as against 40% who have lost their jobs. So there's positivity. But inflation, which is key as one of the fundamentals, you know, will always expose you, especially because it affects every single person within the setup and I say within the economy. So that is what exposes you. Friends, exchange rate in India. Look, whenever you reduce your currency, you are most likely to have more export from your country. And you know, it doesn't necessarily show when your government you can reduce your currency. For dollars per export, you don't necessarily have to always import. You can also export. Part to America. So it doesn't necessarily mean depreciation of currency is always a bad thing, but inflation, which takes money from people's pocket without any recourse, you know, is what.
But the same inflation in 20%. So if inflation is at 20,
the figures, the figures is coming from that place. And today also have the right to name the figures so far as inflation.
Who's here that place? That place in here.
Now, what I measure inflation?
Say statistical service for.
Now, what am I under for?
Office for Ghana, report around the same percentage.
Okay, so
figures of inflation cannot be manufactured. In that, in your own commentary, inflation figures can never be manufactured.
No. I am saying that it affects everybody's pocket. So it is not for you to tell me.
But if you are Mami Musa, Mr. Noche question be, who can be busy? The business community will trust John Mahama than Dr. Baumia. And I'm very, very shocked and surprised because Mahama there was the president now. And we know his caliber. We know his credentials. We know his incompetence. John Mahama has been rated and evaluated by the Ghana business community and Ghanaians.
I'll come back to him.
If you would have Meba, John Mama is the only president Olusu election over 1 million votes. He was totally wiped off. Now, all your campaign, if you are all your campaign, if you are Meba, all your Mama
7% of that in 2020. So how do you explain that?
If you are Mama campaign, all your Mr. Noche and Chairman, Bibia Wakan, ne promise Bia Wakan, and I said policy Bia or they ba or so the business men. So special. What are uncle going to
now? Tax rate is what can be. Port duties is what can.
I'm saying
I'm not sure what you will do in his vision.
If you are anyone, you say, you talk about Dr. Baumia obey, and no.
Debbie, Mama presented the vision.
We launched our manifesto. And this year launch your
any manifesto has a vision or presenting a vision and send a moya modi. I have the copy.
Me say your manifesto. You launch as not your mama. Launch it. So and some okay is the vision we are.
I send a manifesto crabber and manifest me the vision. No, actually,
if you have your mama only be different.
But it's a big push. Why redo one vision and big push? No one redo.
24 days.
24-hour economy, any big push. Well,
now 24-hour economy no work any day. Uber digital center. Yeah, Juma. Yeah, more running.
Digital center, you see that.
Running 2 shifts. So if you're running 2 shifts, people work in the night. Because the demand of BPO services is active.
Okay.
So they work.
The woman started Mahama digital in 24-hour dada.
Because Mahama kasahunu keke. If you uko Reggie Roston watch you ya call night club upon 4 a.m., 5 a.m. Ekoto watch it. Uko extra
daytime, no night club no pretty daytime. And I don't want no more pretty.
Exactly. So no one because 24-hour economy no. Any day it is I do my from now DJ one do.
Radio stations will be 24 hours that I know they can count.
Hospitals. Hospitals.
What he was talking about is a general policy to push a 24-hour driven economy. That is what he's talking about.
Now, explaining. If you are explaining, have they been able to explain? Nobody can explain it.
Am I explaining?
Jata and Nanchi and na anado normal spray or also 24-hour economy. The communicator in Ashanti region said it.
Feedback and so hold on, my answer. Sister Lewis, good evening. But also a microphone. So
good evening. Yeah.
Boko, once I'm not Masunti, my basupena meniaji.
Me Ohio.
Why good, but you
now I before say me come as some number say me clarify BBA where Mr. Noche kind or compare doctors with plumbers. But one thing I don't know, sir, Mr. Noche, we are aware you might be getting all your money, but at the end of the year, no, wait your taxes war everything what you what it was expensive free man, what you know. The Rebecca wants some what me fan compare doctor dear because doctor don't what you tax that out. And I was saying majority no one bottom.
Okay.
And to me fan who compare no money. But another thing I'm pesa maker and memento Ghana Yaba or Ghana and mini vote or Ghana 18 no. I don't even want to be
But
one-sided, but
still, I say we see Ghana and so we stakeholder
of course. But there be one thing I'm observing about Ghanaians in particular, they say, ye need sa order for ye mind. I say Ghana, me ba Ghana this year. And ona ma akwani ade wo so obi asini dai kama but ne kwan ye. And if we observe it, there were a chrome has say, yeah, real estate companies, and when they build they make sure say the road going to their estates, very well done. Hospitals almost here, they do all of that. Schools, nina, but yeah, so. And we will always be we say disappointed in the government and you put you in place because young casano, yeah, say, yeah, boy, buying no, I'm an acronym. And I say, yeah, sorry, I am making these things. Oh, America and won't me say America and me, but we have never asked the question. Say, Diana, America and London for a yentia, or I won't me say. We have never even asked ourselves, Adentina, Emre or Ghana, yen so. But to quite brochura, get and 15 to a bonting crowd so. Why? I don't know to me, yeah, or Ghana, but you're too quiet, dear. Yeah, be police in the edge now. And you instead say be or for the right procedure, so not on the way no, or as I say, over maniska. When you refuse, I obey delay. And I ask someone, so, okay, money delay. So on for own call office, and I say, oh, my will take it. A chair say, we are quite buying me a day, boy, why not? And then I meet you, okay, I found a Juma, why should I be paying you?
What's a problem? It's a my way in a baby or baby, I Ghana for because I'm to Obama, Sunny here. This is Ghana, you told you can't come for a young to Obama, Sunny. So I realized today I okay. I broach for a Yomra or Honum. I'm raw Honum. Oh, Sister Lewis. I broach for a Yomra. Who do mean yet? You know, what do my mic? Let's answer a microphone. Who's a microphone? Afe kasa. Afe yente. Ode airports na kasa na. Because airports nta yesa. The disconnect airports na kasa phone him. Oh, airports. Yente. Disconnect airports no disconnect no phone so disconnect no. Airports na nkofo users ana yo just disconnect the airports and me connect to be one patcho. Disconnect airports mami. Hey, opening William enim. I'm good evening akwa.
What's it?
Yeah, chonka.
Hello, good evening. This is Sophia.
Feedback.
Ghana phone. Okay. All right. This is Ghana phone now. Yeah, this say send ya a bacon. Yes, Ghana phone be a do na yempe man. You put the businessman the crana. The bottom no any Dutch say Ghana because the bottom no any Dutch say infrastructure and I say make analysis from what you say.
That would be unfair on him. That would be unfair on him.
Okay, but translate. Now or castle but more business no na MPP by airban no say say if the fundamentals are weak, there's a way to expose you. I said we can 2016 and sign on mobile power. 2016 to 20 before COVID, everybody pre-COVID no. Now things were okay. So and that mandate was only 4 years, and that within that 4 years, no, they were able to keep the exchange rate in check. Oh no, until said COVID, didn't have and say until that time, no, not Ghana economy no was well under control. Though now and never be koye, and so now they compare Muhammad time now far better. When you compare this to Muhammad time apart from that, no, you say 2008 Ghana for two NDC for the Ghana for Ghana for two about my NDC. especially in Ashanti region. The Omoba no promises a one-time premium. Omba want to me anye. Omoba no the capitation about Ashanti region. It is a one register hospital. My friend said KJTR. We are into hospital. Our Bantima for 4 good years. NDC bar power. And to make stress, especially those in Ashanti region. Say any kwan say omo to aba baako kura ma NDC because NDC buy no the bio kofo time na school for bus mu may free sa metro transport no may free omo buy ya na betwa mu even though
I no so na school for free.
Every free omo tuya ka
I no so na school for free.
Since if you are any buy US into refi.
I don't know school for free, incorporate free. Oh, penny.
NBC time.
Yes.
Okay, another before police on train, free maternal care. And so we train.
Free maternal care, it ended. The funding ended. Yeah,
so MPP no and they could have continue with a different funding. There's a funding too. Say funding no end there. Why the negotiating and now you funding?
After 2022,
MPP no because that it was their government.
We have a choice to change.
No, but I'm not again non-costume, sister. If you're not again non-costume, because the core no another yaba, there's 8 years in tea, no another party about no be now policies now. Conservative. How long conservative transfer? Conservative transfer for almost 15 years. The transfer conservative transfer chepa. And some of them labor for crab promises somebody buy. Or promise here, or buy any mature U10. No. My for no almost said, or to about labor. And your mention is say, what's it? They avoid the person MPP policies. So, MPP policies now, development are more, or to me, any stand, especially me, or be a war and this Abelmoa, or to me, I say, education, your friend, Minister of Education. Oh no, yeah, Obian but what's our idea? Or no, what Jai US, Abba Ghana, Ababua, not Obama, so yes, one a bow, or the name of Guacamwa, also education system, yet not chew, poor and forget, and then Ghana. But they say no, and to my stress said,
MPP, who points and I want to my Mama NDC in Baby. What was good evening? Social Hana or Montomana, it should be economy make the determination and not digitization.
Oh, so if you say, if you are me, IT person, there's no dare me condemning anything that is IT related. But the way I approach no more taking in Ghana, no, especially about me, I'm making noise about it, no, it just or making it to look like Ghanaians haven't seen any digitalization transformation before in their life. So our perception,
at this rate, you won't be the child. At this rate.
Oh, what rate?
At this rate, Vim no more face, I think the last time we saw that rate was President Mahama time. Fiber optic, no, but like he's taking it to another level. I think you can't dismiss that, Anna.
No, Mahama, aside of it is infrastructure based more instead of building mobile apps more. Yeah, that is the difference.
Now, infrastructure anyway, does it not have an upgrade? We say we can't build the digital infrastructure forever. We have to then build the apps to use it and make money from it. And
no, there is no infrastructure there. Ghana, who see apps on it. All of them are foreign-based infrastructure.
There's one as I see our Mahama building infrastructure. No, all of them are foreign-based infrastructure.
No, that is a digital center. It could host a local server that is serving maybe.
Now fiber optic, ne?
Fiber optic. They say no communication. They travel through. But what I'm saying is that
the mobile apps that they are building in Ghana, no, it doesn't run on any infrastructure in Ghana. They are all foreign.
But at least then is a because he did be that boy. Yes, we had na a collapse and did we have any infrastructure that was ours before?
No, we don't have any. All the mobile apps website or my building no, it's not hosted in Ghana. Most of them are hosted outside Ghana. It is a digital center no more building in just for maybe while so bet ma local and in-house and internal server bia would they serve a local intranet, a friend intranet, would they serve a local community? Yes, that is fine. But if you want to host any serious internet-based apps bia or digital infrastructure bia, most of them they are all on the outside Ghana.
Okay, send yes. That Mama time outside Ghana, me boy.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. And two patches about me, I should not take any credit for that.
Oh, but man take some credit for it, but man created that perception. Say, oh no, I invented BB. No.
Okay. Yeah. It is still. I comes back to the question: which one should inform Ghana for voters? Should it be digitization of the fundamentals of the economy?
I think it should be the economy because the economy has something to do with people's livelihood. But obi war a crazy be or no maybe digitization and shed and fun or no ni yefun. You see, so digitalization in there as the economy is growing, it's I say add on as the economy is stable, working well, no, then those things will be added.
Yeah, maybe what are you IT professional? What are you AI engineer? Maybe I done economy never know. Are we below digitization or not?
Are we below saying?
What's it? The economy improve and digitization add on. Now, see, maybe I gonna what say no. Is it too early for the digitization or it's time? Or look at what Rwanda no other. Ghana, bro, you also say about digital at this level or not?
No. There's no correct timing. It can start now, but looking at our economy at this point, you know. You cannot run away from the economy and be doing something else. You have to face the economy.
But say digitization is part of the economy. You know, do you disagree?
It's part of it. But the actually say tackle the economic issue first. As a
which one?
Oh, the collapse of the economy. So, with inflation. GDP.
Inflation is at 20% this year.
Oh, NASA equal 50 something.
And about 20, so is that a collapse?
Oh, NASA already your status at IMF is a junk status. Economy, so be do to junk status. It means your economy.
They still say I junk status. No, they say inflation is 20%. We are no more in the junk status.
No, but they say
the junk status.
Your ratings, if and there was this year.
I know we were in junk status last year, but this year, I don't know if we're still in junk status.
Yeah, the over B and a B minus class. So you have not done well. The economy has not performed. It is and when the metrics the measure your economy, you cannot run away from it. It is say the two junk status. Now we see the economy is improving there. You are deceiving people. You are not saying the right thing. Into the Mr. Jima Obekan be busy say digital center no. Omo de aye incubation center be omo abua the youth be and in all ICT area be. But Osaka say after completion no omo pay ebi mo anye juma ewo Saudi Arabia and Singapore. Is he trying to say that say even after the training in no ejuma in Ghana na that these people can jump on and start working? Because it tells clearly say uko our ICT program in Ghana a bad day so you end up being a blogger, they'll train you and you become a blogger or something because the real job they be in Ghana.
That's it. They say okay. When person go back and forth, but I think that what they are trying to do is India for concept, bringing foreign businesses to Ghana. To say the US, a lot of these call centers, the customer service centers in there, it's in India. So that's what he was talking about. So much I think Singapore, you might be to bring it to Ghana to manage the contract na my Ghana boys no. And no digital center. That's what he was trying to refer to.
A good idea. I don't see anything wrong with that. Yes.
But I mean, we saw this question. This campaign last minute here. Baumiamo commission for Mama. So I word or catching go said, look at my record because MB4 didn't throw near. What do you think? The last minute will it shift anybody floating voters now? Will it change anything?
No, this is if your last Monday, make I say, obey vote 10 days or 11 days from now. No, we're making in mind that. So last minute tactics are more commission projects. No, I don't know. Say politicians no more Bugana for say they don't reason and Bibisa because last minute, you know, on my year from 1957, it has been all tactics be a politician adopted for a very long time. And a Ghana for who start tactics and they still cannot see say Sadi or Uya Krana a man for a more. Who can say President Kufuor some time ago now fuel prices was a bit higher now Bibisa and then
that was 2008. Yep.
do election one more full also and people say like oh why and to bet match Sadi way sooner one yeah do election now yeah so these tactics I'm just telling politicians, whoever is watching, say Ghana for ye near be last minute project commissioning. You know, uya krana na a mama for bufu more, so they should stop it.
Okay. Yo.
Anna, sister Bisubeka about the road to estate in this anya. Usi dina as a plan be bewo how be ye roads in this Ghana. Uko si u dina ukasa uye roader. Road transport ministry no will not allow you. MP no what area no go be fi say wo be jini ejuma aye. So
the policy. But I think one of the things that NDC time they started doing was housing policy. They did a document called housing policy. Things that time Honorable Ahi was deputy minister of. So we've discussed this housing policy. So because of this issue here, lady raising here. They knew say government on Quantumina, which is the concern that she was raising. Say, US or real estate for no so musi there, roads, pipelines, drainage. So we didn't have a policy. Tina real estate for no ne obi o si dan bi aye de ope. Na bed na bed aban so they did a policy. So there's a policy that inculcates our elements and say where real estate is making money from selling their houses. There's an incumbent on them on the account. One of the responsibilities so abedu main road so that government will continue from there. So there's a policy on that. Yeah, there's a policy on that.
Journey of this thing, this policy, no. Koya transport ministry, no. A more high expectation for you, that developer. Road no mu person who here, no.
But a law there. Parliament in law. You can't say that housing a law. I was saying a law. What didn't happen in the US? Not Ghana. The end to me.
My point is say the standard on the real estate for no. They expect a road number construction. It should last 100 years. But
no.
Government now said to me, yeah, road, not 2 days, na insure for na ko. The standard on the holding individuals. No, it's not the same standard on the holding or more the politicians. No.
Okay. And if I want to see on another person, the policy no implement it. There are no standards or hold you be yet. The blueprint so the idea was before the bar they were expanding and turn it to a full-blown law. So that would be by the same US more ordinance. Ordinances. Those are the laws. No, they even right up to the local level. No, and in effective yet.
As time America is the fact on the ground though.
Okay,
standard not you hold individual no. Or no bet my road not 2 days. You show to me washing no. Now or no who individual need they expect a higher standard.
God bless I because real estate fund they said the lyrics is kind they are cheating people, they are cheating us. Look at the charges that Trasaco is selling over almost $2 million. There's no way I will Trasaco. Now see I'm buying a mayor road. It's nonsensical to me. More ton dime back 2 million. Now see I'm buying a mayor. Approach or tax on a dime. We should not let these people get away with murder because BBI buying. It just doesn't make sense. Approach your tax. Homeowners associate. Ghana don't send a HOA. And you see real estate be a snake. That's so man. tema snake apartment na say because nobody's maintaining. How bet you HOA or driveway crack and a toilet bro. Ya be man warning. One ye be obetua. Bagana kwaye ento abama. Any stupid tete kwasi adane tete kwasi market. Doesn't make sense. I kept saying this thing as we are too no. You done it tete kwasi full blown market. Maka nkobo obi wo home but that's what they call it. But that is no place for market. As you could do any akotwa picture ni de beka na ma o mehe. As you ya ni akwa market ye chika kro ye chi bayire e wo tete kwasi rana. It doesn't make sense. Yeah Sprinters road di ma ye flyover. No be akotena tie tonkube. Ye pokwasi ntete ade chi na omu wo fufu ho. Ye ni akokasa aban.
Yeah.
I say ya some be complaining the politics and to ma.
Oh my goodness.
Oh Lord. That and I do say me name I do say mami tell why.
Me that's this stuff here. Me for konya so na machia o tifu nyina in fact oh yeah there. And that's why some of us tiu bibria na akoye say you are trying to take an entrenched position. Aya na ebe power che say ubegina quantum chrono wagina mfimfini. No
BBT say free SHS. I will always take an entrenched position. I have no apologies for it.
Thank
because
you.
Because the work of school. So there are some things that I have no apologies for it. We cannot continue to be neutral and everything. Some things we must take positions. Digitization, Ghana card. I have entrenched positions. I have entrenched position. You're good. There's no law, no ethical regulation.
I understand 100%.
We should be factual, we should be fair, we should be accurate and balanced. Law be asking, and can't just say any neutral. No, there's no law.
Balance on na me that was it.
Because I have to be balanced.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Going forward, now, I think say in fact, very good submission. And bra wedlock as more by Obekan. I think say Bibrina no as digitalization I can once in Bibrino. It's if you are only by admin say your mobile phone screen started see you soon. And then advance it. First Motorola, who just work with Jina, people be soon waiting in your call. Be all first make I pa this post office a book you. No post office PNT then. No could call. One call, everybody always in media, and all this has advanced to this level. It's your best say as Ghanaians, there are a lot of things actually we all know. It is a that's sorry and you say as Ghanaians krana ye ni an identity. Ye free bonoha ni ye Cote d'Ivoire. Udru bodaswa no bisa say kadante. Obisa wa kadante ni ye de kansem. Identity, who are you? Ni bi Cote d'Ivoire ya enti nkakra ye did a doctor day digitalization aba ene Ghana card binum etu hum penten kwa ye ho demonstration that's what I'm saying say me ka say Bawumia di bae I'm saying say ono ene Akufo Addo aban na etu ho anamon kese ama abaye established now. We cannot deny, we cannot take it away from them. This is what maker. Eti uhwe sa pempenso ya kwa ba bedruya. Ghana card na identity ni enya no. Enye no keke. There are so many things ebetimi ayama. That is why mesu me hu ne say papa no so atena se. Ede ni ma bi ekeka ho. Ede a home address system aba ane sebi. A courier service for you, and it's very easy for them to locate you wherever you are. You can have your address being located to. And you know, these are a kanyamana and kakra. Enti sebi say I no bit me bisa say aden na nipa na dwane free economy now or digitalization. Me hu obi ka say economy e no de ba de. Ye Ghana for ye literary terms I say economy e no de ba de. Obi beka cho say na economy ni say wonya wada so no pa no ko adwuma no nya ska to no botoro nya bibia to adwani adi obi de no obi so de say ono no obenya ska bosome na watimi de ye de so de obi so de so obesore na wonya aduani adi eno keke It is when you're doing near
for you know, digitization or the fundamentals of the economy. The end was a control of vote.
Me does a plenty a fundamentals na near can was them. The internal magana and never be bringing him. No digitalization on them who's any lucky because let's assume say you see hospitals very nice. Nipa passes to healthcare, proper healthcare. Na nipa no beko paper ni atrotro, especially the near friend folder no. Ni ya board tin. No be akofro oko you folder bakwa ni nyina se akoka. And a whole lot of what they say nipa no new folder nwi no. Na de be ye Eti economy basically on the health sector no. Maybe more health. On the health sector, you could see say money be a very fast but they be there na misu hune say building on digitalization here, na another way or a backup as in case maybe our networks fails us. Where do we stand?
Okay.
That is how
your national data based backup, but the last time I checked, not foreign company, foreign company being hold Ghana data, and I was worried about that. The foreign company be hold Ghana data, but
backup very okay. But the instance of where you are rendering service to somebody, not network, what do? Are you reverting back to the people or whatever? So if as you are planning, those sites, so you say digitalization, electric buses, I think
your point is very important.
Yes, to that balance, no. Se bibi si a ebe hu how a ebe manage ya ho se si ye can digitalization electrical whatever ye mfa ne say na no ya se ma brother ba kan ya say me da say obisa na bisa say na kai ya ene na we no so electric ye plug no so you me can say we dey me can say bia Muhammad edum so o de say mo de ba electric bus is here but say mo de ba na mo nya Kenya charge Mahama Bano be Kanyama. This is generator Bisimako. And you could see the literally meaning and understanding of how electric buses need digitalization in those Niaman Eban.
No, but a lot of them because now America snow toy and the uncle for baby freezy and there were a lot of Tesla cars and for abandoned them go no munya charging ports.
Very good. These are all disadvantages. I see where near the balance say. If that one will outweigh the advantages don't let us delve into it with all our might and everything that we have. Okay. That is not the end. People are advancing from that angle. Digitalization in the economy, no, that is the basics. I was advancing more than say revert back to your old system. And believe Manusino. Digitalization is about payment systems or government agencies ne amount for munya adwuma na so mo gi aban ka tua ne sa na mani nyina bebre na to atwa omo ye complain bebre ni nyina na ye mo ana omo da government payroll so na omo gi akatua kwa abra na omo nya hwe etimi de ye nto MPP so na omboa na ne ma we nyina etimi bra me da sis
I say that's bebre yeah that's it sister lewe says we will point now we make no let me see airport sometimes
now me can say in your technology world and as we say honorable Nekano going into the digital world a boost the economy no because right now they be honest say we need Ghana but we are jumo but say no anka wo ba ye e was anka wuja wadwuma no to no because for na be pay adwuma for na we enti na boa e na ade bia no beginning ed but see etimi share ya so na etimi handle ni year it will boost Ghana very very well maybe ba Ghana na mpese me ye adwuma but be na me wo no Vodafone makoto router up to data gusunya atem ketwa ama dakusei ama mentimi anya adwuma da but if it was because I had the notion so me kwa metimi anya adwuma ntino ma me fanko but then meti onya na as pressure o me so say me back and it shouldn't be like that ntino yan support digitalization no na intimi embusi Ghana economy because the economy is bad now but when we stabilize it very easy and adwuma from other places and Ghana nkwa na be adwuma so ntino I want na person me de land too
yo Sister Lewis, yeah, that's a pie, that's a part of piece. I join in there. Reginald, Mama, good evening, Aquaba.
Oh, good evening. Dubai.
Dubai, how you?
Yeah.
Which one are we saying forming for digitization or?
This is my main cousin. NPP. From the year 2000 to the year 2008. I'm penny for social intervention infrastructure. You call 2008 about what went to me. I'm far. Yeah. Penny waka baby. The currency. Professor Mills. Now, no, Stefia. Say Ghana for review. Now, they have free education. From primary to junior high level. No?
Universal education.
Very good. And in Nani na Juma, fair. This is by no. It may be ticket health insurance. Now, if you have now hospital, if I say it drew
health insurance. Fact check. CDD 45 CDD 45 experts. I think that was 2016 election. Expert fact check is sector by sector. The biggest expansion in NHIS, and then I don't know the latest one, but between President Kufuor MPP and then Mahama, Atamos Mahama, they invested more in NHIS into Batuanti and Ketchley.
It's the fear the Mayfair and two. Free Matanake. I'm penny before by implementing. And man is about sort of Mutrem. And yet, maybe you
say more actually be say so more interim. It's funding is oh, opening you.
Sister Fear. Say, my be at one. Say,
Mammy BP.
The view, the be at one of my Sophia. Say, a baby by so on to us. It's a son I found in the sign. It's not on your budget. And this was not your budget.
UK for Namayiska. UK in Ghana funding. NHIS, they Ghana. Tiano, they take Otadio, a camo crowd, who should receive the NHIS levy. But maternal health, needed. Now, bro, for Namayiska. Tiano, they Ghana money.
But me, they may just so I can say, MP4 by a better as well. Omoye my boa Ghana for Emma, because what will be away crassy. Stay here, economy now more can and yet obi away crassy and canoe. Obi away crassy, economy and canoe, because of go on say, Yana Cramano, you're too bold who be a man or no, or you okay. Say economy say yes, and $7 bill rap or his same cra, stay here in front of whom. It's so okay, economy, how my own will be a Kumasi, Shanti Ridia Kumasi near Crano. Morning for economy home. But obi away crass me am say Zabia can say Bassa do a hacra. But obi walk into so near you maybe our Ghana, Abia, Ebe to be go, Abruche, Abrena. Oh no, okay, because only say answer Buano. What you say, and you know, economy dear. Omujina Casa Mujina economy so I any Stefia. Digitalization about me idea or you Omudiabi. The fear a backbone of the economy. I'm economy now boost too. Because baby, I said, Dubai has say away. Dubai away, be hospital. Unko Jacadi will be paperless. What you say? Be and you know, like a idea here is the fear. Oh, Sagana Cardia, I know with your politics. Mammy Fadia be show. The fear Dubai, I say, almost your Sakadi. UAE non-citizen card ubekura me Ghana card ni se o hwe sa card be yin no Sefia esepa and so Ghana ni bedu country ma na ye man ni Dubai we na find politics but so ko du Ghana na enye na ban na wo so hu say aban we do an top an ntim say aban we dia de pepe bi aba na mo botugu enti Sefia Ghana card ni de no kura ni abeboa. Okay. Me the Bessia, me that's it.
Nti ono se Ghana card nti no any ono de wako hu Dubai nti omonto ma MPP. Alfred, good evening.
Good evening, Sister Fia.
Pacho say what kase free here?
I'm Kasafi Kumasi.
Kumasi, okay, yentio. Kumasi fa.
I'm a Fijasi sister.
Fijasi Pacho, yentio.
Are you free in the constituency, Doctor?
I saw correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, I don't know, sir. Go fire on other mobile platforms. So I don't know, sir, if they are rare technical people. And I'm saying, I don't mean because there was this man. He was, I think, a real estate developer.
Mr. Anoche.
Something about economy, no, friends, and digitalization doesn't work anymore. And banking sector, he was talking about the banking sector. Make okay, okay, woman be or call banks or call iska. A bank for a can so or moon is come police in
I bonus security man no bona a tree go for your cosi diamond no.
But on that issue near there.
Nisika no kwaji no musiske bi ani ho ampa me kai.
And since I mean I been the aba, na so obano or who say bank way. Sky amount for the go or the cover before for you juma. Yeah, na so ye. Me ka obi say fi body. Nipa na was say fi aka krum. Of our car cost say fi body indum ne one of the bank. Okwa is just 300 series okwa ma 20 Ghana. You know, these are the fact that I am for so now go for the buy obegu bank. No, it's if your hard earned money. Oh, me first can we go to some what training. I'm a first can they are sorting your heart. Now we do bank where 6K no. What will you do? Ma me o kita ne ba. Me buy I see me kwako yimi sika ne bi. I dem back to hospital. The 6K no something bone. You know, sometimes Ghana for I say sometimes in person that cannot correct. This digitalization here can I say me a very big thing. In economy there, fear mommy be interviewing or a friend saying debiso. Or then only an economy no deal, di car pine. You car no be in fact come found on Tony board here. What I say, oh, your business so now, no work kula now. Car be on Kona Kula on Tony board, then cotton bank on business or anyway. You know, until Obia any. The variations are all the better, but definitely the but we are digitalization there, because over you can know wiki, my baby to aba, more me thinking.
And about to know abe fie no.
Yeah.
You know why?
This is fie any abrio. Some of them more operation no more kase ya ba. Ya ba never to aba. Over you can work from home, obi ti fie no ye adwuma. Then a man sakoyan and you had this digital platform here. Share union mama
digitalization no mom na was a chunk of vote and yet
yes
another thing. Okay.
Obi to can go Dubai or China. Then China fire or through this digital space no you may be blown so in ya the way see us no be able to castle me go Dubai for the holidays. I can so go Dubai because economy or Dubai and no. You know, sister, if you are about when the me man and Casa de
if you just ask a no ground citizen, one day,
are you afraid? Are you afraid? Any problem?
Yeah,
like I can't be the higher. Call your friends a man pong. Saint Monica's what near. I can't. Yes, Cecilia, you're good quota straight. Over hot straight. This is a Kumasi guys in Omunkofa, a church in home. I'm fire.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Who to fear Cecilia meeting fear? Meet me, baby. Me, nothing come in for come by a mean call a friend saying, you jump some cock or tie, and answer my order, and I bring straight.
Hey, bro, now, oh, yeah, talk Kobe, want you to me or done online.
Package, yeah. This year, Ghana for yourself, comfortable. Aye, if you are goat meat, they are packaging fine. They are my airlines living normally about Ufie or address UK straight. Yeah, Ghana, Ghana, delivery, you know, may not here. They be pizza. Madam, internet, so brand we are. Oh, brand new here. Yeah, because Obi, to me, this liquid soap, no, they're go on the page. Open there, and also they're come can in their bro. It's a fancy degradation there, and you will you young film. Yo, yeah, that's it.
That's right, Fred. Also, on the digitization, Nana, my good evening, Akaba. Hey, what Vanagis, Miss Saudi, you do Kunama. Hey. Bro, I was hey, what Vanagis. I want to go and shenanigans and who do kuno. You do kuno, my one battle. Nana, good evening.
Meje usu mbacho boko there.
Let the offer show you the palm. I want to go and shake it. But that's the
Nyango pando me wo ye pa mbacho me kasa free UK. Me wo Luton. Me chia busuafo nyina. Isa biasa ayi wo ya wo ye wo ya mama te. Enoma bebrama business mind for no. Ti se kwanse baby a me fie wo so tuom o teme soro pa na ye bonus wo fura ko no no wo gu concrete akosi ni fie but e kon aka ne but adie ba ko a David baby a wo no ne tie no e ho nye ho na ye na estate ne wo baby ono ni fie ne wo no ono ne baby am memete baby a omode tank esi biasi a omode nsuo gumo no e wo so tu lomna ba honom no on se
to bo mento asinti wo ba wona mo pese oye mo kwan no mamo
ya de ese ya adwen ni se o we se ni a papa iji wo scared ya no wo mu ni nyina preko e ma ye o mi mlem no wo eye just for ayi keke o kasai e ma mi hunu eyawa odi but on say all kasa no na adwena wo de MPP eba power nyina ne say MPP ba power on betimi aye better than NDC. That's why I also ordini sika eni na japade ewura MPP mu ema MPP ba power ba MPP ba power no enoma bi a osusu say enka betimi ama na adwuma no boost no entimi amwa no enti wutimi hunu say eno ne ade a odi yaw but the America said the whole businessman for one said yen show the MPP for no me bisa say enti NDC ba wo mo betimi aye abro the MPP for no ana me problem e wo hono no me business a me ye no so ati me so me si dan no bi enti minim senia cement esi akosoro minim senia iron rods akosoro na no yam koto China do na almost about 27 million double one no and so ena aduru 30 what you say any within 3 months kra what you say enti minim dia omu ba dia me ewo ma adwene ene say NDC ba bia on minor duru no wo mu betimi aba ba ye amana ye better than MPP ana because yan hweye ni ekoko dwene say oh because obia ni mo say your friend is said the economy na yama dollar na ko obia ni ma de kro say nye covid inti uya hu bibia enyeye because minimum say MPP for na akwakoji dollar na beguo and o ma di sika no and ama dollar na ekosoro ba minimum say over UK ha ene mi ko Costco emu ani eto no 11.99 ene adu 15.99 ensuo na yeto nsuo enuru 2 pound ene eye 4 pound 45 Costco ukwa eguo enti mimi die ade ba ko a mema Ghana fo nyina so mfa nto aba emma Ghana fo hunu se ebeboa wo mo ene se yenhwe se train no NDC buy for 8 years yan hu train say Yeah, who STEM schools are one sisi? Yeah, no one more can. One will see, oh, and this is for buy, on see day school, no. Day school now, one must see, no. Yeah, being a STEM school now, one must see, no. Because who cook Kumasia, one more baby CBC, or cook boss for quine as well, one CBC, but who this STEM, no, up to 2 school now. One will see, Yanni, any concern this, but media and no cry and I make us say because me who say because say oba na say wo san ba be ye say one more customer this no o man na be ministers sami jamfi ba obenya communication minister enti adentina ye wo honom ne ye hwe no ma pa e koso ye man no ntoa so ba o mi antoa so na ye nhunu after 8 years no na say ankoye a yenya 16 years na ankoye dia ene na no ano no me da say
what was it? You see, yes, and I open. And I good evening. But another fact check. Train, no. And this is for you. I can't make our hand there. What time you can fee MPP time? And I'll start to say, oh, yeah, train, no way, man. Or could you OPEC funding? When we do money, no more, railway line from Accra, Besi Tema. Maybe a friend, Asopotona, where is Sakumono. Professor Mills by almost was so every said, man. The train see a commission train station. Kenyano Crescent this year train, Mpacho. And I am Pacho. Good evening.
Sister Fia, I think I understand because Andy Sabreso they worked on some of the trains, but they were standard gauge. Who's a train? No, your different specification for tracks now. Yeah, the ABC Hormone, Ebianso, why Juma, Edos, train and Casa very capital intensive. It takes a lot of scar. And I am Kofundi, and I who invest Sescana, and who for so it takes a long time for the benefit to enter the economy. And because of that, I don't know, it doesn't bring you immediate votes and immediate economic growth. And some of these projects, they are long-term in nature in terms of going to enhance the GDP and increasing the output, the effects. And I think, continuation, if a Biabane to ask a crack, we'll get there. And, of course, they did some, but we still need to do more. As Senator Canon, but digitization can system here. As or the saying AI or the saying word boss, word boss, yes. Economy the thing in say yan call digital now, continue on this old economy because the way we are we cannot even integrate into the world. You be catchy and the fee say in Colama youth they are better. It's a better pool of resources, ultimate advantage of or the same economic train prosperity there, and that's why Fish High School is good. It provides everybody the same opportunity, the same advantage to be able to take advantage of this emerging economy hereby into training everybody and giving everybody education, more like provides or it's a leveling field for everybody to take advantage of this digital economy. If you say digital economy, the Ghana for in economics, if you be dead with loss, it reduces a lot of cost. And Kasabi car petrol be found to be tracked after one place to another place. Doing it online, you take away that cost. Into Emma economy efficiency, Emma never be improve it. Into down that score and boy. Into me feel say now can about what the year about the economy can hold. Some I make papa no can ask them the business for they really suffered. Yes, I second term with sister if your dollar no sabi I may be no capital kakra. It's a really, really difficult place for them. And anytime if you say tax amnesty in your man I can the another buy no bit home kakra, but they have had to show that this cost for us to be able
all these years,
difficult times. Into real say I'm business one. Ebi hu adimia o musika sabi aka bebe na DDEP we ma me no me papa no pensioner ewo we are me feel say mera e do Ghana they were the people that had to stand in to save us to be able to cross our bridge. Anytime in Napoya adwene say when the economy recovers sufficiently we must bring them back to the table and see how we can do something to improve how we can get some
that is almost in common there because baby
of course I'll push for it media because they have to step in because DDP now my young sacrifice. There's no way our external bondholders would have forgiven us anything.
That's
because
right.
Ukron for you are not taking a bed now. Your skin is not in the game. I didn't know I'm investors say billions from
Omo pension funds, omo family boy.
internet na ahu ya say ya be ya sa de no. Ene na ma anya hodin etimi ko ye dia ye kan wasem with external bondholders. Ne nya say see amfaso na ba na economy no recover no. Yesamba bia ye na efie for no so beka. Sebi ye ye ade boa nipa. Ye nya say ye de say nipa. Na say na na pokan no. Ye no mo international no mo musika ya stagger so ye mfa ma say ye be ma 15 years. Now, young mom bibi, then compensate you almost for sacrificing for my money in the and getting us through such difficult moment to it. In the economy, no, sister, it will inform some of the election party. And I say, I'm not really confident about Accra in terms of the numbers because you Accra on what to
Accra, they catch on that as a way lose Accra.
Accra on what to
about me at the last minute, you call rap up. I think his idea is not to win Accra because the moon himself MPP had the moon to me win Accra, but just to close the gap in Accra.
Yeah, Accra on what to be biabi. Oh, the amateur. Me ko invest in Lagos na Accra time mpo ese Ghana ye no. Na Accra na that firms house. And no na me nyaj mo me dey ma misika say ginedi. But me am ti Accra na me fi Accra na me kwada play bo so no Accra se tena no ye. Omo motor dey me so mo formula dey me dey minim formula for mo dey tro.
Accra na do baby to me ma to doctor na esi to meko black pepper. Meko black pepper try dey be so esi to.
Everything then the crown is a Ghana. Still now, me Accra is really
expensive. Accra is hard.
It's really an expensive play. I don't know how they do it, how they live by it, but it's still a very expensive play. If he's buying, he has to ask that question. So why is Accra so expensive? Even maybe comparable to New York, one of the amateur on the DC. It doesn't make sense to me. Something is wrong because they don't earn that kind of income or make that amount of money to be able to sustain a certain lifestyle, sir. Which means that some few people are driving what is going on there, and government has to check that. I think
this is the conversation we must pick up from this because Accra there. Make sure we say Accra. I can't go any baby. We saw no some areas. So make sure to black pepper. Serious to Accra for black pepper. Yes, you're saying now to Accra. I'm black pepper. I'm uton China money. I'm Accra because to. Is that a good evening?
Yeah, good evening. Where do you Obiajo? Obiajo. Na you wishi asumdwema ye mind Ghana. Any bibia near Kenya no is because you know our interest room. Or mine ye
in fact, Mr. Patrick, Ochina Peace Council for a year about they are signing peace treaty for the elections. And on person candidates in signing. I normal custom that has become part of your election city.
It's not necessary.
When they sign it, it's not necessary.
It's not necessary. If we enforce our laws well, though none of those things are needed. Well, when we were talking about let me start from the economy piece. Let your identity. What is our economic identity? It's agro-based. That is our economic identity as a people. So if we are infusing technology, my career has always been in technology for the past 12 years. So I would never speak anything against technology. So what we need to do is how can we infuse technology into our agro-based economy to boost it up? Because we have to find an identity, right? Because technology is two things. It's either providing services, enhancing services, or solving problems. That is what technology does. So India decided that they were going to build a service-based technology. So when they built that platform, educated their populace in that platform, now all businesses in the world route their technology services to India. So into friends saying technical economy, or however we want digitalized economy, or whatever
economy,
we need to define. We need to define that very well. And the truth is that the trajectory we are on, that the world is going now, no, we cannot go back. If we go back, we'll be far behind. The world is far gone. So it is not a way to say, sir, no, let's step out of that space. And
technology.
No, we cannot. We cannot. We have to reinforce it, restructure it. But what we need to do is explain what that is going to do. One, Ghana card, no. Efie friend saying when I went to Ghana, they did
Digital
this
address system.
digital address system. No, now we should begin to tax homes and lands and everything. Property tax. If we know your house, we know who owned that house. We can pin it to your what's the name, to your Ghana card. Then pay the fair property tax. And my property tax na die BBR. And that is the main thing, because now no, the country needs revenue. Anytime we are talking about economy, the question I always ask is, what are we producing? Where is that money coming from? Because that is what will stand the economy. We can talk about anything about economy, but economy is country, how much country produces and how much they spend. That is what economy is. Your economy in your pocket is how much you earn and how much you spend. That is your economy in your pocket. So for a country, it is the same thing. So how much are we producing? How much revenue is the country able to generate? We have people who own houses in Ghana. They are selling them $200,000, $300,000. What is the property tax on those houses compared to here? If you have that house in this part of the world, how much will your property tax be?
Patrick, me can't say what you sit lyrics or by me to Ghana or can politics.
But
because the houses in Trasako, they be mutia 5,000 property tax. Your property tax for Ghana. In fact, the last time I buy, but old increment law no. And none of and none of the argument you buy if you want Trasako no. The property tax is 5,000 Ghana cedis. Meanwhile, if you need $2.5 million,
exactly. Exactly. Yen sasi egu ho amafata asasi egu ho asasi na bede adane mansotwe ekrom ha wo asasi a yeto asasi bi 4-acre land in Anoka. That 4-acre land cost over $7,000 per year for property tax. The asasi na da ho kwa yenye ho bibia, but enti se sa asasi no wo ho na nipa no na asasi manso ho ba court bet me bisa who have been paying property tax for this land. Simple as solve as a problem. So if we look at the digitalization, if we explain it in this way, that these are the problems that it can solve in our environment and begin to equip our young people to learn to develop modules to solve these problems in our environment, then it becomes a beneficial tool to us. Then we are not just following the crowd. Then that means it is becoming useful to us. But finally, I still come back to my point, is Galamsey. Listen, the problem Galamsey poses is not visible. The problem Galamsey poses is not immediate. It's a long-term thing. And as a people, I've noticed that as Ghanaians as we are, we don't think long-term. We always think short-term. We only know the problem when the problem arrives. But the problem that Galamsey poses is far ahead of us. And we cannot leave it out of our conversation. Last time you were asking, what do we do? Those of us outside, what are we doing about it? This is what we do about it. When we have chances like this, we talk about it. We don't leave it out of the conversation because it is that problem that is not a coin say say friend saying light ni huaye doom lighter. Yehu say light doom dollar na kosra yehu. But Galam said no obi ba kowu because of mercury yem publish it. The amount for sense essay because of mercury and publish it. If those things are happening time and time again, it will not come together visibly. But with time, it eats into us.
Yeah.
That is why I will continue to advocate and talk about it. Thank you.
By your demonstration, I'm going to support you on t-shirts and show because boots on the ground also are very important. Over Jerry, when I want so better answer digitization and you're ready, there, Mr. Cheka. Say once no. He says we are even behind. Maybe we are saying we cannot afford not to do digitization.
I think I cannot agree with him more. It makes sense. I'm not. Let me retract what I said earlier, previously. I think right now, I'm beginning to understand certain things. Digital platform now this year, it's all over. If you are Osha Juma this year, you are here in the US and you're still working for OK. It's still digital platform now. Digital right now, baby, we are saying let's put that aside. But we are talking about real issues. Now, Ubisa question said between digitization and economy, and a man for fast vote. Now, before I answer all that, if you are Obi make a system, Mr. You can say Accra, what do you call?
I say Accra Day.
Accra heading. That was Nanaya. Me and my favorite guy. Nanaya Beka, and you can't mean drink. But that is why Mama can say, Yen build another city. Don't go Krobia no Esotia. Don't depend on by BS because Accra is capital, you know. Of course, we'll be a metro. If you are about America or New Jersey, or in New Jersey, they don't have to come to New York to make their life. Who call Pennsylvania, send a New Jersey capital here, and Florida, Pennsylvania here. Who call Delaware, the same thing. Who to call Maryland. You can live anywhere in the United States. It's your choice to choose where you want to live.
Yeah, but Usamo America, there are cities that are more expensive than others.
Oh, I understand that.
Yeah. I'm not going to Ohio because is cheaper there. But minimum wage in here less than so better than New York. New York minimum wage is high. But because economy is high. California, we bet you more, but you pay more for rent.
If you want my master, easy. Or free New York, no call. You have to be in New York, no free, I know Cotran, North Carolina. Or quite Juma or Hobenya BIA. It's in you bet Yanika, also life no better than so better than New York. The same thing. It is a build a gun a year. Obifi Accra, Obetuma Cotran Poho. Obenya Juma yon Poha, a best suit to know. I obey okay. Single room crowd, they can afford it. If you don't package Accra, and I say, yen park here around of guys overpopulated. It you know that be as I say.
Now, now, customer, they go see saying.
No, why not yet? Say it's part of the Americans. The last time that people were addressing me, say me NDC. I'm not NDC. Me a purely MPP. Me na me jina muma Canada, Japan, the whole North America. I advocate for Japan to come to power. Last but I could be friends of Kenya. We need my bitter. I'm not bitter. Ken Samna no day bano. I bought into it, and it's true. And the name no Kenya was 100% true. Right now, I was in the camp here. Bibi can be a free nakumum. Because I say a force no casa.
Oh, David. Yeah, I know. Oh, my God, you make sure I know him Canada, Japan, him Canada, Japan, da. Yeah, him Canada, Japan, da. No, so I'm not here.
At the committee 12. But I'm making myself.
On society, I'm not here. Politics here. Politics at America for permanent interest. Permanent interest. I can't no permanent interest.
Matthias here. You need to be back. Say, baby, I ding. It's my emblem, but for economy. No say now all UK crowd no to $11, 11 pounds. They say okay, 15 pounds. But my question is, okay, 15 pounds. Were he able to buy it? Ultimately, that means Juma. What we say fundamental people don't get it. Baby, no one is disputing it. But the affordable living life, were you able to purchase it? So big Ghana, ya teswaba, the cement tribal sister cities. No, yes, you can't talk. What are you talking about? It's no narrative and as argument, no, yes, so baby, America, yeti, now me talk. Even Kosuya crate near ton $3. Right now, Kosuya is almost about $8. But if I'm able to buy 3-4 crates because the Jumano make the money to pay for it. It is a fundamental no and yana Kofi Chebe what it got about
Kofi
Anoche Beka and say businessmen no and yes all can as some all can no correct. So inflation a flop here. There's no way I'll be catching me say digital need 100% the uncle to Obama because of digital platform. Yes, nobody is disputing it, but a lot of Ghanaians and I say a lot of people they understand how economy works. They are not going to vote based on digital. Me mami eti achimo ayi apedwa no ho na go catch and say
over digital to aba.
Over digital to aba. That's some na person catch no. Ono e bi okofa mmere anybody and wabeton okanshi. Oba the car off about say first no full car no 50 cedis 50 pesos and no got them driver again 10 cedis. The difference no Etin in the board, they know the bank rabbit on and uncle the budget 2 cities. So tum. Nipa in the bet me at 20 days at the end of the day, nobody and I break no as it don't make no sense. It's in the message. And yes, I be a obi time obi. And honorable so honorable eba so make yeah, or cause say banking system. Now them are not Kofi not resist our issue. Now I'll try to defend it say free. What I want to tell them is say your banking system now Kufuado mo eshating any money who are Ghana who say and it's a fact. O say bank for no tamana bank system no ade ananka uja me ewo ho a sika na de here fund the number here to resurrect it no was just $9 million. Most of that be more than $20 million the be collapse. I feel doesn't make sense. Why don't you use that part of 20 million if I'm mom revive you? Then for and you might enter. But what
because somebody had come to explain that people deposited Sika banks and they were not getting it. So purely mismanagement. If you read Bank of Ghana reports now, Bank of Ghana year report 2015, the report said there was corporate governance mismanagement.
Thank you.
Corporate governance issues were not adhered to in some of those banks. Until there were clear breaches. But you also have a point, say, if you can support them, which Mahama tried to the bomb, but most of them still now. Now, among one and another, even Sika Mahama, the Momokra couldn't save them, you know.
Right. You know, 100%. What I'm trying to say is that if the common implementing here na can for real time try say no more analyzing him and okay, wait, say bank the here, let it go. Bank say bank, let's keep them. Let's give them that funding to revive it. If you bank a lot of people
honorable could bank my kiss up on your bank be any collapse here. There were bank list I did not so many anymore. There were local banks I want to more hobbies in there.
Yeah, but if you look at it this way, says those local banks, how many employees are normal? So what I say,
but that's your banks in there collapse.
Anyway, mami more Miami Chrome for Chikakra. Asante Asante region, me when say, sir, commission buga na MPP ni omo ye no. Omo mama ni na ho. Obi abetra ba mu 8 solid years. When me anya hwe amamu Asante region. Aka 10 days to wait. No aba be commission at Afua bridge. Ama o say, money at Afua bridge na mu fa kotwa na 24 ye di atiri na ye Kufuado. At Afua bridge I to got as well. Met me the train can say kubedu ato so atra. No aba commission o say or no obi agi interchange. Ya interchange am obi afia the whole Ghana. Na mo Ashanti region a whole stronghold here the Atafua bridge na bro. Na mo bom say man. Mo do mo try na MPP for.
The Ashanti region should reject them.
Let's reject them afia. What I'm trying to say is vote to the people who are going to vote with the economy and then to make MPP the way we want it to be now, MPP has to go to opposition and reset it. If you say I'm some opposition, not 2028, Baumia me, I will lead the campaign. Because that time, no, Baumia is coming on his own, and you'll be now son is other neighbor.
Okay.
Because
good evening. I say Ashanti region should vote against Baumia no Munko Sianya, no Munya resetting. Not from Musa. Good evening.
Good evening, Sophia. Now, Puma.
Adam Bajose.
Adam, but I'm a person, Brad Jerry TSA. Sir, commission around this time. No project is if you're winning much better. Project in here, shall see free baby near band. Your cast agenda 1111. Yes, I said that was 20 after COVID, and that was 2021, right? Time not yet
after COVID, after COVID.
Yeah, a project near time not to see a it's where we more commission. Is that what we are saying?
No, I want the point you say 8 years no bet na so.
No.
Stronghold till or say we stronghold right. Omo chere how we pay vote there na we omo no money more hurry. Here's the point. Mo no money more hurry I would do any break on 15 days ya we campaign. So they should go I say any break na the bed okay, they also deserve interchange. That's the point.
Say yana ye ni pay. Say oba ye Kufuad by MPP Ashanti region a stronghold. On by no more project now, what will other people say? Yeah, sometimes no. And you may do a project.
I think the point is not on your project in now, but he was saying that
project on
proportion.
What the correct project on my own Ashanti region. We shouldn't be ungrateful. Ebina Yakobi BSCA. Ebina Yakobi. What are you talking about? And when your project, Anna, a project. Yeah, you go so, yeah, Nyoma Sikan, anyhow, Nyoma, says, ye, Agenda 111 hospitals in Nina. Admina Socia Commission, and no young can't just see Moshe and also and Tua Bachinchina, and Menas of Papaneco. It's Onyan Juana, now one name commission. On one neighbor commission. And ten cried the idea, yet they a very influential vote, and no dear Chimutaya, me mammy or Teokrasi, and I'm in a Yayan Quaman, a Gusukota, over to a boy, and let the make one ye, over to. Was our last week, or can say, obviously 24 hours, bank. That's where you can say bank here. If you back him, say 24 hours bank here, which is wrong. 24 hours bank here,
me say, Oba Bank of Ghana warehouse. Many banking warehouses now they work behind the scenes, but banking services end. Oh,
exactly.
That's what I say.
And no, banking
hall. Yeah, 24 hours. And yeah, 24 hours. But we say warehouses, no.
And
no printed checks near the Amudu 24 hours.
And no, me baby catch us say me where I work no. Me ya Juma New Jersey PSNG electricity company. 24 hours people work there. But we are all failed in a year Juma there. Yapon bank set Ghana me say ya tro check amame. Meko bank 7 o'clock akwakoyi. Every company be a 24 hours. You call Amazon. Ya almost receive and your man almost say and your man almost warehouse. But one team can say me package you at that time. No. That's what the guy was saying. He said, so you can't say it's a bank in here 24 hours, baby. So the guy who was making
I think he was specific, say warehouse.
Okay, so that's fine.
Yeah,
but I'm telling you, sir, right now, we are basing on digital. Yeah, my mom work crashing in at say, and therefore no more doning in or platform or app or do Yoma Begusu and also bit Mamobia who say location Hana me or me yamen. Oko Achim Kedea or Mom Young winning now, say so many who say, oh, the back app so it located. Yes, oh, Pia. Oh, me send it up ni bia ma o bia
me purchase me go ni mo ho ba kwa bi brem bo no se so mo to ho ni nyina online
sanity o bia ne ye ma me mu o bia tiase se ene de digital world oh yeah no friend nana bra be fa ayini kogu ayini suma me oh yeah no de motor ride na motor ride ane de ko apps no ye tia brocha me kra me ti US here ya me won New Jersey here me app no obi ye na me de nyoma ko no de ton ma me nya income
akoche for dem ye ba me purchase ye ma me mo wa class also omu use na e mo we
itafia e na me catch you say omu nyina atiase omu nana no nyina use phones
okay so omu nana no na akire omu okay
omu nana no me am say omu nana fade we ma me I'm telling you say omu ye toba nyina this will be locate itafia unim e je be say ma me mo ye busua for say e na one more thing NDC fortune mutai free SHS ebe count no dispute free SHS no I employ nipa bebre Sefia what is the basic qualification for employment in Ghana
they say the Ghana won't put undergrad
no I'm saying so what is the basic qualification for
undergrad unless it's another job undergrad
no Sefia so oko even military cry na service cry be say we SS meboa.
Yeah, but what undergrad, the basic name undergrad.
Exactly. But the basic and I'm to the level crowd will be pursued or probably a bit mature. Secretary or probably that's the why SS free SHS no. I employ nipa bebre. A time will come a nipa bebre benya juma. Previously no be what me pay juma. Only qualification be on course cause me pa benya juma. Ni say yan mom ko university say university yan course ye ba be pa benya juma. Answer na be university you have to know say me baba ye adewe na aban no yemboa mo yen lay foundation na de ba o me eye no obeba no ba ya bank be ma bosia amade aye odwuma stefia number 1 yen nyina no mo Ghana mam remfi say doctor or ye number 1 Tia
Now
Kenya.
only vote to again now
Oh, me di sika ko. Ma catch you last week, me catch you. And next week, me na fufu bi e army service for soldier for police for my assure say Monday. Omo ti omo tumi ma send omo sika so fanfa ka. Ko mi kro mu kumawu mi send this ka for me na say on fa mo obi omo high van. Enko obi obeso ko to aba bia. Number 1.
And I saw your plan how this come on quiet then you the mom
also ko to aba Monday.
Special voting in that the mom.
Oh, nya bibia oh, yes now.
Is me bisa way
That be man yes sir. No people want you. Sabeya ombenya ombeko mesra omo say ma bibi mesi obi kwan. Anso obi wa ya post.
They say both buying be now
you just again mo. MPP yes again bi.
But facilitation you both buying na who to be able.
There be access.
I think all percent MPP winning 2 to vote.
Accessibility.
One and a who to vote.
Accessibility to go there. On say do how or yen mean coming call obi was mean to and away me come so the call. Mema keska. And you ana
it is so far to cast no spend the case cast no spend.
So far there. Roughly said this week, you know, and next week me did the person my image percent by roughly $2,000 there.
$2,000.
Yeah, person me de call.
Quality the oh
I yeah the tio. Once on mine open year. Open mine year I say fear. Me who say aha ye no my reflect ya bra bon to Ghana. He Ghana no ye de bi am catch us ye pay one time. Oh, and now employ be a person yes catch say which is wrong. Hey, your basis. And your America had your board in it. But once a brother, you can say, oh, Kosia, I say, oh, out me to Sevilla. I'm telling you, last me call Kosia, I'm sad damn home. Hey, said there be may change no my sales. And nothing more. And you're my board in it. And to say, be on no Nedman with me, Obu or Cosmo, and then may gross you will be fine toast 4 pieces. Say, or call them some be in power man. Or Hannah, I was say, Debbie. Send the food stamp no kutano no. Sikane or manage. O gentos no. Tis if you be peered in it, you better say, mamma. Yes, so mine. Come, doctor to us. Then your man easy, my. Namino yet, ma.
Hey, Alvin, Obi also needs to do to me sending 2,000 go here facilitation go to vote. Oh, yeah, bad.
Politics.
Hey, says good evening.
Good evening. Politics normal yeah. Yes, maybe I'm always rooting for Ashanti region. That's my home region. You understand? You know, a person development by a region at least. You could fear you want high and I conquer other region. So now me say Uncle Jerry say Ashanti region is one more a try no more to Mama Hama. I support that stance because you know, MPP, 8 years on mobile, and I don't see any significant be on my Ashanti region. With after bridge across my you know. Me, when I saw it, I was surprised because some projects, and I say even care me, and Ashanti region minister never commissions that project because it's not a mega project. 2022 budget, you know, Kenuforiata say there's 5 interchanges on my Ashanti region. What is Santase runabout, airport runabout, and Raga junctions and Swami. None of them was executed. It's only the Swami interchange on Domusaka and issue. Intime, I've always advocated Ashanti region, we need to hold NPP to ransom this time around. I see a trauma of 2008. Before time, don't get any paper from the because and I'm a man for the Ashanti for time this time around. Oh, Shepa. This year and last year, and Ashanti region, they've been vilified. Amanaka Omu chiefs, any sub chiefs there. It's all because of this. Imagine saying people back Omu first 4 years. Or the last 4 years now, at least they could have done something. Now justify votes now Ashanti region the more. But they didn't do anything. I fear Ibeka just 2 months no, and no more hurriedly. And I've always said this type of politics in a trim. 15 years ago, 10 years ago, 9 years had an then you rush projects in the face of the voters to convince them. And then as I said, voters in Somalia sophisticated. Youth no a doors saying in Penifona timidis and dada omuno. And then Obakra Ukopo Bana will shower gift to be on so both are or motive. That's it. I'm telling you, say near me sound.
This is my cry and man.
Obeka say Bray wo wadwen a ode ye den adwuma no ahyehyɛ like he's just packaging settings. Oh, enu bi no de na KDT one who video bi na na trend wo Facebook no. KDT the central market na MPP ye no. Omo kofa within 2 days no omo de anwa ka twe anwa ye adwuma busily. And people were commenting about it because of elections into normal years. And people have seen politicians and amazed they don't learn from it. You see what happened at Ascend North? Joe Quaison on the same thing played out. They rush into doing projects at midnight to convince people so they want to do so. And that's how politics they trim. Oh, but still now, still politicians will still do that. And sometimes it be more cause somebody look at safe say, but no need power. I feel no better power. And I just get amazed. I said, but no on can be home. I think you have ba or your campaigns over president. You've had 8 years. Into went me and more Kufado and digitization also be. You understand? You've had these 8 years, you couldn't do anything. So why should we force ourselves to change?
It says obviously tourists also no Ashanti region. I mean can't just almost five factories, no factories. 5 hospitals commissioned in Ashanti region today.
40 bed
hospitals. My baby almost see hospitals 5 no. My areas
hospital say what 600 beds say where yeah Mahama yeah I can run my generators day me who's on my kutra beto TV so air rotting with generators and everything equipment inside is rotting at the forest.
And
they've not what me see on problem Ashanti region one on me see me 2 for years or yeah sa block on if come a penny when people ma because nana tenanche me ya yenye and I mobilize a fund but mama nana koye near dinner time all because of nyemane some ya manye even MPs Ashanti region MPs donating money to help construction e bi mo twen and this is the bitterness that is hiding in people of Ashanti. And now munya kugu Ashanti region. And let me tell you, if you see nana do ko no, Ashanti fo be bre 2 dinechi ye dede. Now, why na or did a yiba obe pamono zonko? They will laugh at you, but do no more share box anymore. And you see how they will vote. 2000. Let me tell you, Sister Fia, Ashantis, they are not fools. So won't mean fully Ashanti twice. Ashanti won't mean and taking for right twice.
Okay.
The development that they promise, look, ain't that a normal promises on BC Wangaga Junction? That's run about. Okay. You know, when you are there no man, now Accra one or more, you know, be a bridge at a bridge at me. Semininam Santas and I share so area where I may quack and I may traffic to Wangaga Junction. Me who you know, I know about the commission. That's the most important thing Ashanti with you.
You said so, Mamma, but rendezvous say or to Kumasi Airport or my terminal, Kumasi Airport terminal. I know their own Henka. Also, my 100 kilometers of town roads within Kumasi hospitals, at least on my Kumewu, on my Fomina, and on my say we are on 2 account. And I'm most such as on my Cochrane Hospital. And one me who and also a Mompanish Omono. And I we see Kumewu Hospital, so my into men between foot and woman so munya the honor so
elections abano NGB about 12 years 2 years now be how they will vote to what happened in 2008 will happen MPP. They have to go to opposition, go and learn and come back. Sana say na enjoy digital economy no apart from the projects on manual Ashanti, they should work on the economy. They promise Ghanaians good economy. It's not what they promised and you understand? They say they should come, they should go back and come. Mahama Mra, no Zama maybe on the 1 year, we no mama twaso. Near Momoko, we gave them 8 years. And then $1 17 cities. They couldn't do it. Economy they messed up. So they should go and prepare and come back. That's it. Thank you.
Say that's you see MPP for especially no radio Ashanti, no one punish no go no munye reset no mumra. Juanita, good evening.
Yeah, hello, good evening, Sister Fia. Last week, I said, things a Monday, I said it's a shame, you know. I meant mama.
I'm saying 1 month. Yeah, but I said about 10, but I should extend the time because
unfortunately, no, I said me yeah, you can crenti me cruise be ane.
Oh,
not catch up, but all the same on a band. In the let me please address two people, Jerry of a Jerry na mini assessor. You see, of Mr. Jerry, the whole point in Agumatembiano or castigate NPP, no. The real fact is say or support Ken. That's not necessarily means we NPP. It doesn't mean you are only saying it because say with your mouth keke. To how do you demonstrate self belonging to a party?
Also, you might be
the obi a also we ken and we ken a omo ye ken and you nyina na NPP for.
Okay.
There were other people omo infiltrate so omo ye NPP before say ken ebeba mu no because of certain nkofo adwom say na do programs na economy ni mu no nkofo ko share even NDC fo nyina no on social media ushia obi a media na me NPP ni o na me because of said the omu yenti no media me buafu they say me to aba mom. It was a deliberate campaigner na omu yusu just to I say conscientize people, sway people's dream and free the reality say oh yeah cry free moi. Why are you supporting it? But later na NPP for ni hunu no we decided to match them boot for boot. And how can you be holier than the Jesus Christ now you worship on? You are saying say you are your friend is saying Ken, but at the same time Ken no didn't hono. Even when you are prompting him, say Ken Krasano Tieno, he is not trying to accept. Now the won't kwano like you know cry
the personal preference. Have oh the embra you know so economy
no the tia minya ba ma make can say tembiano or you su ano na munye say me bana me say me NPP ni amanya ka me NPP ni when I am addressing my issue you see me you address me as an NPP but I won't me share chire e me yet say me say you and him be I mean NPP for asem enti say but and pretend say you were an NPP.
He may not be present, maybe genuinely so no no.
But the reality is that so now you're NPP, now you are no more NPP. So how do you I can't Alan Chemantin says yeah or no free NPP? Can you claim say now you're NPP Chinchina you so your money like I had to see him classify so where NPP are now he's no more there.
Okay.
He's no more there. Binya ba na kan ma me be site na later on will be the message ya ebrewi when some obi catch them NPP for enye hwe Ashanti the whole thing is me kwade and I don't want to centralize it on the big vacants Ashanti because development you know Ghana sikano the whole Ghana and ye sikano and the development must be nationwide yen specify say a NPP say asem see ano ka say Accra for ye interchange o mu ye say and too free say if nanado mindset is only about say me win vote nko a enka the development or their court is a voter region look at hohoi any kwan o makotwitwa to ho no look at even Accra most research be a mobile it demonstrates say NPP is losing Accra. But yes, still look at the development here. NPP are in Accra. A lot of the even anano fraport we cry. So no not and so person kosiwa and kwadbekwa kosi kumasi. Maybe he could have gotten a vote. Temere di enkwadbeba besi kumasi. But the whole point is that when you are president, you are president for the whole country. And development ne chema obi bianya den enye bi. Said the beya dachi wouldn't you why ya meka say we had to say we concentrated on only one session and you left the others and yes sir there's so many things to say to say they know I'm okay Kumasi airport and yes ikaketwa no mdi see a signature project for him at the same time gui obuase mines you so whatever gui nanado san revamped it entini nyina a part of it when you come rationally no na ka se be economy na fair enough obi bia nya fair share through your friend is a free SHS obi bia nya ne de. And when we talk about the digitalization drive na sometimes krano minia ba kona te say oh me refinity or no a digitalization ne kese party say they no or share can say oh nya word boss mum the other one na as no you should have set to be no can digitalization no he was looking as a baby NPP for adwin one no any kwan say when you pursue you are saying say foundation is not there. So how do you pursue foundation? Now even yes you will see that cry. Say foundation in here. Once you lay the foundation, the other aspect of the digital space, you can explore it. Now, the infrastructure is not there. So how do you straightforward say, oh, you use digitalization, you can say a property address system, as a property a rate, whatever. Meanwhile, no. Now, for instance, Dr.
It has already been done. It's being done right now.
Of course. And to put the infrastructure down, grab the opportunities now, infrastructure, expand access. Once you expand access, this is the way to go. No, because development, se nipa ni nyina for ma due ni wachi se bia se na se de ye nyina adwen se be ya ya na tem bia na kwati se ya na ye nua be ma Jerry ba okay onye even no matter what you say about digitalization onye enthused about it and because of say third the quote because oh ye nuru ho but meanwhile we all accept say the word now no we have reached a point here. Everyone need to be part. The structures, because once you take advantage of the current evolution of the technology, evolutions in Abba, take Africa, and ya lag behind. We will continue to work up in that situation. It is about time
the transition to inform the elections.
Of course, because you cannot take it away. And I mean, yaba, show to see an anonymous dia omo ye can ye na nanom ni ye omo montete oman ko school kurano. Now they can access money. So what I say mobile money ni omo that's aniama kiti bi o ye we are looking it at the larger scale. But no. Ebia ne babia sending ni sika mobile money no akoyi sa eno the convenience easy access na onya nkwano eno betima inform in the decision amna say hey sampa
2 days after the election there are no results now
of course but I have no doubt in my mind they say that the Ghanaian populace they have bought into the digitalization drive of the government and a lot of people have accepted say this is the way to go and for Ghana to change and one thing is if you are adia bakwa matima huni bakwa ma observe say a lot of people are now beginning to accept say first na ni obibeka say yenyi ni sesi ani no the people first in your nipa Ghana for me now people are beginning to look at it say they investing into the future and that is also key and when people accept that proposition as well God bless you.
That's one in town. Mama, good evening, Akwaga. Catch so here.
Oh yeah, my busy kakanti.
Great. With you.
Yeah. I'm saying I say me buy a mama Pharisee for na be kasa.
Now don't I don't know why I'm the own point.
Oh yeah, me too quite kakanti.
Okay. You.
Pacho, me go question be say what is say obia or a campaign the digitalization I am main either say if you ask me what to be sad say me me ba me de me be digitalize the chrono.
Well, at least Ghana they are taking what is happening in Ghana shows that obi there any there.
Okay, now all this IO messenger, how do we assess you? Like I want to know, in your opinion, how do we know say we deliver on promise and accident? Because the person can say digitization no obian to me monopolizing and say mena maybe a continuous idea the nation building. Europe pass to say or major level if you cross the red light a big chow phone, a big chow kana. Ghana no, there will be a time I be drew. It will be maybe the future president Yoruba. Inti old Dr. Baum, I don't mean Jin to say, oh na obe digitize Ghana. Before Obeban said, Kufo me no JSS card, Kufo time a ID card.
Yeah, Ghana card, yeah.
Exactly. A continuous identity. The person can say, money monopolizing say or no, obe digitize chrono. Ubiba baby, non no the sad non patrol, may argument either dictation or economy. No, I think that you can't match it. One economy near idea a wow effort, it make it mark you. Say inflation rate near exchange rate, unemployment, but dictation a situation of the country. Countries be advanced be obi nso be catch up what I say nti na mpese meka na patrol mama me hwe ni speech be na ka say bibia and before they can be say free SHS, and I agree with him because sure CCR free SHS what see why for report on the last week no says you can't the release results no. And now, my boss recommend this saying free SHS no. Abandon my entire examination fees. I say my can
bring the cost down and the burden on government also down. Yeah.
And Obianka say no. At the enemy, the way I more bad because the campaign message ninety. Mo be close bibia. Memo SS me call Pope John. Ye a time biba headmaster need to me so I say unko fi unko jiska because dining food nanso yen. Eti definitely in Drew self holistically free no and no cranium conform person better no a good idea your name same crofobia or be here then they are head way but obey free na definitely and no can be na Ghana here no and no idea any good but capability no I think say you rush it too much enti sisia no nyoma boy dia o si free SHS environment insurance say am si free SHS. I think say
it shouldn't be free. Internet, what NDC is also suggesting say first year university education level 100 and so be free no. Do you think it's not sustainable?
Me person make say a campaign message say nyame buana de mama ba ondwen hu yansa no sad because it will lead us to another ditch. Seriously, because bia aduane ana yetua no nanso yen o say na we free electricity bill ni etua o say free. So where is the money coming from? It's a good idea, but bibia na yen kakra sana me person me kan no enti me de ma se mu wie no Pharisee for no me kasa be brain na me diskako Ghana say obun fan ko say omu na
I don't know bro Mr. Pharisee so mu Ghana for they are all saying say this is what they are doing to help.
Oh shutanga number omu on shutanga omu first kan ko be bianco ye hwe out to Europe ni America o Brago for bro Ghana o to diska mo bi son ko to abama dia open no
na ebi see that or the corner of the kakaso to say did not buy TNT yeah out of the ordinary.
Matthias here last August na me Ghana me call ya dia kakra Ghana me kromo a me ye kakra boys and mom bo am no me pe kakra ma won say oh chale nyoma boy di no me say nyoma boy di na mo nsa ma ba on say oh David eyi na me kan the kwai Jacobu
the kwai
so 100% for
in futuro na no omo ye farmers day o ba me ko na me ka me say wo nya still have futuro na mo dire wo ya campaign futuro
me say me twa videos bi o che say e kwan no dey e free anwan kwanta eba na oko kwabre oh baby hospital sewa side o ina
hospital
oh say no pomu me
and I know we actually message say omo we hospital no
enti na na go be bi answer nya to banana
I'm supposed to our commission this week say we are commission say we are this week somebody say Taurus they sending message to us send it why omo be commission say we are hospital.
Okay, no problem.
I don't know if it's finished. I have to verify if inside no equipment so what they are.
Maybe they may catch a Ghana friends and it's Remo Mamon to abandon MPP because I'm a say chrono. I'm a say chrono by side Jauma, baby Juno, MY.
Okay.
Mr. Wa,
That's baby. Yeah, that's you. Well, and I guess better can offer. And I guess you see you do you na yeah video no ko actually. Also we there because standard or how hunti. Yes, sure. I know we meet here halfway so that we can also meet you halfway. But obviously say we are hospital no my say we are hospital no. Oh my no no free for I'll do a cross check of that my. Of an agis, let me tell you answer yako.
Mafia, where the make us say as we be in count.
And council.
And Wednesday service. The Yankopon has sorry. About Monday near about Wednesday near BT Ghana. And then you know what but the master Ghana for no say more month about my papa your mama. The etosum you know me chia mi krom MP na sin kwa kuchire me brekum ne se Nyankopon adom this year obese awene na nyuma papa na oye no wato aso. Sister, if you said that be a make a say NDC, say who per din in Nedia, former NDC. So who per din any money ya former NDC. But who per se umadi dachia. So who per se udia china, udi di china diane ne. Now mum so who training in a DDR to my NDC. Because NDC, what a young start implementation NDC the buy. Ya papa Lawrence only did JSS buy. Na for the health insurance and a free maternal care contract or the buy. Fine, contract in ND. No more close ye. Good. Ya papa Mills. I hope say or the tax we buy. That is a VAT, right? Yeah. Bibi sha. Also ya dear. Na ya papa jo mama. Dear no mu ye be boni din. Ni legacy ni say. Dear no so ye de be tag no. Debbie, sister Fia, MPP nye. Omubo mu diska. Omu di ade ba ko pebi ba. Obie nya so mfaso. Sebi, ya ni yeko school kura ne ya wi. Me pa no omu we crash pa na me number 1. Nso na me papa me first question me papa tuam school fees. Me kai me classmate bi a ye wi school ni ma me ntimo ntua ne registration fee. Sister Fiana get ni mate. So because of registration fee to went man to a school. Yes, Ghana for. Yes, Ghana for. Obo health insurance ya. Your mama see any starting ye paroton wa. Okay, paroton no. Me kaisa or cash obey one time premium. And or starting kumase. Ombebo free education. Also on the starting and any one cost starting kumase. Or cost starting kurufu frost. Wow. Okay. What Ghana ho? Na di otoma your mama. Ono ye ka so onye SS for kra no ka say ontimi promises that radical promises no.
Okay. It's more want to man no. Point no. Okay, you. Yeah, that's it.
Ne yete ha no be catch some school fees. Wow, be hu.
It's threat album. So you wavana give that. What wa we to ama NDC no be catch any say obe school fees a omwa obi. They say hunu album the last minute no. Yeah, stem Elizabeth Amos so no na no or share your friends and Minister of Education you ready to more UTV na ono how to ni chairman said this is the kind of education that Ghana needs. Ono so ne no. David they say JM is winning the election one tax second round of Kranya dia ebeko and Augustina so say I'm say temasem na o kano obisi wo fanagiz how you do kuno say why come up because now do kunu do no kan so check do kunu kwesi suppose JJ Rollins came purposely for but yeah mama my those comments when we don't have those evidence be to support that people also responding we need we are responding to him. Obviously, Baumia is the most incompetent person to on to Emma Baumia, and also Nidia or Canon. I don't know, Bisu send a message because I say, Aquatia, so a hotspot, and I definitely yes. Aquatia hotspots, Nekahon, and you do Shaman. Next week, maybe I'll give you the full list of all the hotspots. And in Nipa last election, no move ye ever. Or do Nipa me and son in the woo ho. Until man sign emfa utim ko hwemu bio ukoye rough a visa unye bi oboasifo ya na no video ba ya omo threatening of way you can assure they can be assured say next time ko visa or US embassy omunye bi their names have already been taken there unye bi akosi opuni say the problem with Ghana schooling is that they are all being trained as government workers and not as self-employed. That's the issue. And he say obi awi adwuma na dey next ye pa adwuma kwa bro che ko say next bi won ma or ko aban nkop adwuma manana. We need to start disabusing our minds of that, and I agree with you. But why yes sir? Now can I be posting I start posting my ending. Obi busa so on application letter cry or nursing student we onim how to write a resume by an posting because our sense of entitlement. Said you entitlement be say you school posting. Who owes you posting? Learn how to write a resume, learn how to a interview, how to make a pitch, how to sell yourself there be. Yes, I need politics and politicians are encouraging it. And if you the basic say Alex, if you can give us more time, I will do more justice to the achievement in Ashanti region. Well, Alex, one man tempted maybe Monday you can come and talk about our achievement now. My Ashanti region. My name is to send them joining here. Just you made the Monday we'll have more time. But I can say, you're a CEO of Quans Estate, on a real estate developer. Also, I say, you machine business in the second way. You business half at the core America. And I hear a Kujoba, so you're head of a Accra Digital Center. No, see, they've taken the digitization to another level. And a Jumana neck was Singapore, India, no Majibiaba Ghana, and right here, no Ghana. So vote on digitization. That's what he said. And you're not just to say there be vote on the fundamentals of economy. Ubotum, can you buy, can you sell, which may afford the cost of living, and I know any issue. Or say Ghana for should vote on. Next week, so let me leave you with Baumia video in my video.
God, inshallah, we are winning this election. We are winning this election. Make no mistake about it. The only issue for me today, if we vote today, we win. The only issue is the gap. How big a gap we are going to give our opponents. I want a big gap. I want a big gap. I want all of you to come out. I want a big gap. We want to be.
Enchebia yebetwaba. Akabe na wacho menu pepe ni atwaba. Na ni America ne say abatwa ye kotui enya batwa eye tesenya yato kane we ya batwo yesro kokra ya batwa se yetuni ya nyame adoma yesika sembe siesie na yenya hoto wo Ghana se antuni ya ahokyere a yewo mu ene ohia a yewo mu ebeto aso Media Thomas Ekasa okay osi assurance yesu yehu ne mu odu no kasa esan say 2016 abra endis wo hono na ye mampenyi na akofado ene na bedeche baumia na omondi mampenyi mienhu da enti omo baaye no ensem oka nyina yeni sene yebetimi ahwe sene omo ka no eyade ombedi so anaso omundi so enti omo ka